Let me sit down. Let me actually go find it.
Sorry, Mike is a little bit... That's not what I need to know. Mike is a little confused on the grill right now. Welcome to the Q&A.
I'm gonna make a model. He's gonna make a model that night.
Oh snap, there I am.
Yeah, there you are. Thanks.
Yes, the humidity level is unreal. The camera did not slip into the pool, although you guys are getting some decent cleavage shots there. I do apologize.
Oh yeah, say that's not.
Hi Jesse! You can bring it closer, it's okay.
There we go.
Hello! Mike is trying to figure out how to use the grill because, as you can see, we're making some steaks today. We're figuring it out. Hi, Jesse. It is very hot in Florida. I do not know the level of humidity right now. I told you you needed a light. No one listens to me. No one listens to me. Maybe it's because I'm a smoker. But unofficially, welcome to the Q&A sesh, guys. Hello, Michael Riley. Michael Riley? Hello. Welcome to the Q&A session where today you're going to learn all about Mike and all about Stephanie if you like. You got it?
They got them lit.
Take your steaks over there. Michael's going to be coming in and out of the frame because he is cooking. But today is a get to know Mike, get to know Stephanie day. So any questions you have for us, we will do our absolute best to answer them. We do have our water. Just to show off, it is a Starbucks mug, but it is the Disney Parks mugs. Ooh, very pretty.
Show off.
I got it at Epcot.
Oh, where's the other water one? Or the ice one?
There's water, there's ice. We also did decide to bring our universal cups with us today. 95 with 56% humidity. It is very hot. So it is a great pool day. And just to let you guys know, I will not be going to Magic Kingdom with Mike tomorrow.
Because Stephanie has a job.
Because Stephanie got herself a job while she's furloughed. I am now working at a local Goodwill store.
Hey, Craig.
Hi, Craig. So how's that Mike robot coming along?
Is that Mike animatronic?
So, yeah. Yes, Stephanie recently acquired herself a job. So there is that. Thank you. Like I said, I'm working at Goodwill. I am what's known as a sorter. So I'm in the back sorting clothes mainly, you know, the good stuff versus the bad stuff. And then next month I should be moving up to hanger, where I hang stuff. So I'm going to try and keep the cigarette smoking out of frame, but it's probably not going to work that well. Yes, it's game day, and I hope they beat the Bucks. The comments are coming in a little slow right now. No, Jesse, I'm not going to be at Hollywood Studios either because I'm working Monday and Tuesday. Hello, Maddie B. Welcome. Just so you guys know, this is your official mic drop. This is your mic check, I should say. Starting the outro with the intro, that's great. So this is going to be just a Q&A sesh. Any questions you guys have, we'll answer them to the best of our ability. I mean any questions. What's your favorite dinosaur? What's your favorite color? Who's your favorite this? Who's your favorite that? Do you prefer this? Do you prefer that?
The grill's still heating up, so.
Any questions you guys have, we are going to do our very best to answer. And as you can see, I'm looking at the chats on my phone because I can't really see them with how far away they are. Mike likes to keep the phone far away from my face. So I have a question for you guys, actually. Oh, there we go. Okay. I have a question for you guys, actually. How long
Have you guys been vlogging?
How have you guys been vlogging? I actually didn't, I sort of vlogged a little bit when I lived in North Carolina. Not really that much, because I had, this tiny little handheld sort of thing that I got from, a secondhand store. And, I mean, it was decent for a little bit, but again, that was, if you go back on my channel and you look up, vlogging at the laundromat, that's pretty much all I did. And I'd put little snippets of me singing. Mike has been vlogging a lot longer.
About 2 years.
About 2 years.
Maybe closer to 3. Depending.
So I didn't really start, getting into the live streaming thing until I met Mike. I've always been interested in live streamers. I've watched several live streamers, the bigger name ones.
Yeah, you mainly watch vloggers, not really streamers.
Yeah, I really mainly watch vloggers, not streamers.
Yep, we did hear about that, Jesse. And as soon as I'm done at Magic Kingdom tomorrow, when I get home, I'm gonna try and set up a pass for October 5th at Hollywood, so I can catch some of the show. I will not be able to do it on YouTube because recently videos are getting pulled of the sing-along because it has the actual film scenes in it, and those are getting copyrighted.
Hello, Francine.
But I will Instagram it.
He can do a vlog of just the singing, but he would have to cut it for he can do a vlog of
it would just be of the historians
telling the tale
and when the
characters
come out,
but that would be it.
Yeah, because if you have any bit of the sing-along bits that show the scene, for the first time in forever, Let It Go, in summer, that stuff gets copyrighted like that.
Yeah, and they pull that real quick.
Yeah, 0 to 100 real quick.
Disney does not like it when you use their videos. Oh yeah, I had a question for you guys. Mike and I came up with a list of things we would like to do in Florida. Hello, Andrew. Welcome to the Q&A sesh.
Andrew
Sanders.
Oh, hey, Andrew. I think it's Saunders. But
Saunders. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Welcome to the Q&A sesh. But yeah, Mike and I came up with a list of things we want to do.
How do you want your steak seasoned, babe? Just want the A1 on them?
Just the A1. And you know how I like mine, right? Bloody.
Yeah.
Rare.
Walk past the grill, stir it a little bit, cut the meat off, and bring it to you.
Rare. I like my steaks rare. He's gonna need the plates. Anyway.
I'm making friends over here at the grill.
So, yes, still living. I want it. I want to hear it move when I. But yeah.
The way you eat your steak, babe, Gordon Ramsay would be a pulp. Gordon Ramsay would be a pulp.
I just picked that thing. I'm like, I gnaw at it. But he and I came up with a list of things that we'd like to do around Orlando that are not Disney based. So things like the Orlando Eye, Fun Spot, several of the mini golf things. There's so many mini golf places here in Orlando, here in Kissimmee, where you could go. And there's just so many cool things to do around Orlando because, hello, Tiffany Ann. Nice to see you. Welcome to the Q&A. Stay hydrated, my friends. But yeah, lots of Orlando-based things that are not Disney. So we're gonna try and be doing that here in the coming months and into the next year. Because as I told Mike, you know, you guys love him.
I gotta run back to the apartment and get tongs so I can flip.
Use a fork.
Oh, okay.
That's why I brought the forks. Oh my gosh. Question for Stephanie. Would you like to get a job position singing at Disneyland? Only if Mike could get a job out in California where we could move out there. Honestly, it's expensive to live in Florida. It's probably just expensive to live in California. If I could get a job singing at Disneyland, I totally would. But I would prefer singing here at Disney World. And yes, Jesse, there are so many things. There's Madame Tussauds. We have that on the list.
Yeah, that's basically all of Icon Park.
That's like all of Icon Park. We have that on the list.
The aquarium.
The aquarium. There's so many things you could do in Orlando.
Old Red, Blake Shelton's bar. We went there one night.
That night that we went to Old Red, Blake Shelton's bar, where we got like the video of that girl singing, that's over at Icon Park. So there are so many things you can do here in Orlando that are not Disney. So if you're coming to Orlando on a budget, then you want to do something but you can't do Disney, there are so many things you can do. There's the Kennedy Space Center. We could go see NASA. Florida is very expensive, Tiffany, specifically the Orlando area because of all the things you can do. There is a virtual reality place where you can go. And there's a virtual reality place in Disney, but then there are several others. There's escape rooms. We could probably get some of our other vlogging and live streaming friends to go to the escape rooms with us. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, we also want to get together with Andy's Playground and his wife. So
yeah.
we can do like a Disney game night.
Mm-hmm. Would you guys like to see a Disney game night where we do, what is it, Cards Against Disney,
Haunted
the
Mansion
Jungle
Game of
Book
Life.
game, Haunted Mansion Game of Life,
And it was Jungle Cruise,
Disney
but-
Monopoly, the Jungle Cruise game. I'm going to keep throwing that out there. I want the Jungle Cruise game. Y'all tell Mike to get me the Jungle Cruise game for my birthday. That's what I want.
Or Christmas. Either one.
Hello, Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, like other places in Florida, it's not that expensive to live. You want to do the escape room with us, Jesse? We would love to have you come do the escape room with us. There are so many escape rooms, and there's so many, like, oh gosh, he was just in Disney this morning. There's, Drew in the moment went to the Character Warehouse. Guys, the Character Warehouse is open. We could go there. We could get decorations for our room. Last time I went there, they had the string lights with all the snacks on them. So like the Dole Whips and the pretzels and all that.
Oh, yeah.
They had so many of them. If they still have them, we could go and get them for the room. Because they were like $6 a piece. $6 a piece. I mean, like, and at Disney, they're like $26 a piece. So, I mean, you gotta think that is a huge discount.
And then if we also get our AP discount there,
Yeah.
it would probably go down to like $4.50 because our APs are 30% off right now.
Yeah, so I mean, there are so many things we could do with you guys, and there are so many places to go in Orlando that aren't Disney. So, you know, if you're just joining us, watching us for the first time, you know, there are some things that we would love to do that we want to bring you guys to do. So this is like sort of like an update to let you guys know, but still, you know, if there's any questions you guys have, ask, because today is the day to do it. So many things to do. Yes, what?
Do you think your sticks are done by now?
Possibly. 2 minutes on each side? Probably.
About that, give or take.
Yeah, they're probably done.
Okay. I'm gonna let them sear on the other side a little bit more, just to get that sauce pushed in.
Okay.
And then I'll bring them to you.
Oh yes, collabing with other people, Drew in the Moment. There's so many other people we could collab with. Andy from Andy's Playground. I mean, you know, the bigger name ones we really can't. Like Spokesman probably wouldn't. So like the bigger name ones probably wouldn't. Tim Tracker, nah, he's too big. Maybe we could walk around with Orlando Informer for a little bit, but
yeah, because we know Trevor and Michaela, so we can maybe try them.
Guys, y'all want to see Adventure? Hold on, I see it up there, but I don't see it here. Adventures with TNG.
Well, that's, I'm pretty sure. Well, you.
Marvelous Adventures of TNG. Go with them. Just saying. But there are like so many things and so many people we could hang out with. So like, y'all, he cooked this perfectly. He cooked this perfectly.
Really? Hey babe, I may not be good at a lot of things, but grilling is one thing I can't do. Something I pride myself on.
But yeah, there are so many things we could do. So today we're just doing a Q&A sesh. If you're new to the channel, please, if you could bop that like button if you like it, bop that subscribe button. If you're a mod, share it out, let everybody know.
So I put just enough A1 on there.
Okay, Jesse, hold on. I'll cut you off a piece. Because as always, we have to eat in the streams. What's on the grill? Steak. Maddie B, we are making steaks today for game day. Because we are hoping, Mike is hoping, I really don't care. But we are hoping that his team wins.
Yeah, baby, if you want me to run back to the apartment to get towels, I can.
Nah, I'll be alright.
Okay, I accidentally got a little tea on me.
Ah, how dare you?
See, Maddie B gets it. Go Broncos, dude.
Yes, we're hoping that the Broncos win today.
Yeah, babe, it's not seasoning something.
It does.
Alright, guys, so I put A1 steak sauce on hers. I didn't put anything else. But
I'm a simple fellow.
What I put on mine, I put on this Everglades cactus dust. It's a barbecue rub. And it's mesquite flavor, and I love mesquite. So let's see how I did. Oh yeah, I cooked those just right. Look at that.
Ah. Can you hit ye of the long arms? Can you hand me a Powerade?
Yeah, I've heard that, Tiffany. Teresa is also an Eagles fan. She's been telling me they're having a rough go.
That's okay. They'll pull through. I think everyone's having a rough year so far due to the fact that, you know, there's so much health-wise that's going on. So they have to be extra careful. Although here in Florida, our governor has decided to lift restrictions on bars and restaurants. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. But Disney has said that if you want to go to the parks, you still have to wear a mask. Donna, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I have not seen a Tim Hortons down here. I am so sorry. I wish there was a Tim Hortons down here, because there, last time I went to Pennsylvania, there was a Tim Hortons, and I had coffee from there, and it was delicious. And you know what? It's okay, Tiffany, because like I said, they'll bounce back. Everyone's having troubles right now because, you know, all of the health stuff that's going on. So everyone's being extra careful, and when you're extra careful, you tend to overthink. You tend to not put your energy towards what you should be putting it towards. It's, yeah.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of teams who are having rough starts this year. There are a lot of teams who have been plagued by injuries already this season.
I think Disney's at 50% cap. I thought they were like maybe 35.
Yeah, I think they were doing 35, but I think when
I
Phase
think
3
they
goes
upped
into
it
effect,
to 50.
But then I think when Phase 3 officially goes into effect, you'll see more and more shows returning, and possibly fireworks as well, because I believe they're testing the fireworks for Harmonious at Epcot right now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And they also reopened Cinderella's Royal Table.
Yep.
And from what I heard, in the Princess Cavalcade, most of the princesses are now
walking
except for Cinderella and Fairy Godmother and Merida.
Merida's probably still riding Angus. And to answer your question...
So they're letting characters get closer and closer to people.
To answer your question, I have not seen a rocket launch yet, and I don't think Mike has either.
No, I have not. I've not seen a live one. I've seen one on like TV and stuff, but
yeah, like I've seen them on TV. I haven't seen one in person yet, and I would love to. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I think the Kennedy Space Center would be a cool block.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited for that one.
Me too.
You saw the blimp.
I think that day we were at Epcot and we saw the Goodyear blimp flying overhead. That caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, that was funny because usually you're not allowed to fly anything in Disney airspace. So seeing that was like, somebody got fired.
Or maybe Goodyear has permission.
No, I highly doubt that.
Well, and when we say it was flying over Epcot, it wasn't like directly overhead. But
it was in Disney airspace.
But I don't think it was directly over any of the parks. I think that's why it was allowed.
Well, I mean, you'd still have to contact Disney and be like, hey, we got to use your airspace for something. But even then, they can't use Disney airspace for advertising. Especially if you're advertising something that's not Disney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like if the Goodyear blimp had been flying overhead with something Universal stamped on it, oh, Disney would have had a field day.
Someone would have gotten fired. It might have been a news crew. It's possible, but news crews tend to be in helicopters. Unless they were just out of helicopters that day.
Yeah, like usually, like BioReconstruct on Twitter, I'm pretty sure some of you guys know him. He posts a lot of overhead photos of construction updates. Recently, he's been covering the new Velocicoaster, and he flies overhead Universal a lot. And I think when Disney was closed, he was flying overhead because he was still covering the painting of the castle.
Yeah.
But I think once Disney started getting close to opening again, I think that's when they closed the airspace again. And also, like, the Tim Tracker's done that a few times too.
Yeah. Actually, I think, oh God, what's his name? I'm blanking. Not Big Fat Panda. The other guy. Adam the Woo. Adam the Woo has gotten in trouble for using his drone in spaces where he's not allowed to use a drone. So... Well,
that's the least of the things. That's one of the lowest things.
That's one of the least things he's got. One of the least things he's gotten in. Adam the Woo likes to go into places where he's not supposed to go.
Yeah, he's snuck backstage at Disney like, what, 2 or 3 times? And probably about the same with Universal.
Which is why he's not allowed back at Universal still. He's still banned from Universal.
But for some reason they keep lifting his ban to Disney.
And he keeps... No, I think this last time they lifted it, they gave him a final warning that, like, we're going to lift it one more time. But if you're caught doing this again, the lifetime ban will be in effect permanently. So there's still a lot of places Adam the Woo can go. Just at Disney, he's got to stay where the guests can go.
Oh, yeah. And I'm pretty sure as soon as he steps through, like, there's a dispatch call that goes out to all security.
Yeah.
To watch out for him. It's a patrol backstage access areas.
Adam is always getting himself in trouble. We do get a lot of cool videos from Adam, but
they
I
come
mean,
at a cost.
there's some things that guests aren't meant to see. So, if you as a guest are going back somewhere where you're not supposed to be, and, first of all, you're going back there, you could ruin the magic for yourself. Second of all, you could get yourself hurt. There's a lot of things going on backstage that you don't know about. And you could potentially put yourself in a very dangerous, life-threatening situation.
Right.
That's why they don't want you to go backstage. That's one of the main reasons why they don't want you to go backstage.
Oh, yeah, because they have those little transport vehicles rolling around. They have employees. They have characters. All that running around down there. And, aside from that, if not only you're putting yourself at danger, but you're putting this stuff on the internet, that ruins the image of the parks. And the parks run off of their image. Like, their image is the most important thing. Especially when it comes to Disney.
Especially when it comes to Disney. Safety is a huge concern. I would say it's tied up there with the most important thing being their image. But that's mainly when you're in the parks. When you're in the parks, if you're going somewhere where you're not supposed to be, or let's say like a ride stops or something. If you're on ET and you look to the side of one of the bikes on ET, you can see the stairs. And then if you look to the other side, you can see more stairs. Because they have ways of keeping you safe. All you have to do is follow the rules. And if you can't follow the rules, then unfortunately you can't be in the park. It's just like with the masks. If you can't wear the mask, don't go to the parks. It's okay if you want to support them. You don't have to go to them. If you need to wear a face shield at the parks, go to the parks.
Hey, Amy. Hey, we see Magic Kingdom.
Hello, Amy.
We live about, 15, 20 minutes away from the furthest park? Which is like, I think, Magic Kingdom? We live closest to Animal Kingdom. We live about 10 minutes from Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yep.
So we're probably about 15, 20 minutes away from Magic Kingdom.
Oh, you know what we could do?
What?
When all the restrictions are finally lifted, we could do a hotel tour.
I would like that.
We could go around to all the major hotels. And, if you, at the front gate, if you just say, hey, I have dinner reservations, or hey, I just want to look around, they'll let you in. So we could do that for you guys too.
Yeah. Not right now because of the restrictions, but I think once the ban gets lifted, I think they'll allow it. Yeah, like what Stephanie was saying about what you're supposed to see versus what you're not supposed to see. That's why whenever, for example, if you take the Behind the Magic tour at Magic Kingdom, or say you're media and you get invited to Halloween Horror Nights to take a tour of the houses with the lights on and everything, you're not allowed to record.
Unless you have no, if you're taking a tour of the houses with the lights on, you're not allowed to record.
Yeah,
but like
Tim
Tracker did a video, I need the towel, and I don't think it got flagged or anything, because for some parts of it you were allowed to film, but when Tim Tracker did the run, when he did Run Universal,
there was like one area that he filmed that got flagged.
Well, there was one area that he filmed that I was in, and it was backstage, and you're not allowed to film backstage. But I know that I was in it because as he was running by, I heard myself screaming, "Woo, you got it! Go, you got this! Woo, keep going! You got this!" And he was like, "Thank you!" And I was like, "You're welcome!" And like, from my perspective, you got to think, from my perspective, I did not know that was Tim Tracker. If I had known that was Tim Tracker, I'd have screamed louder.
But also, you would have had to contain yourself. You were technically at work.
Yes, that's true. Have you ever thought about live streaming abandoned properties? Some of these places can be quite spooky. I would love to do abandoned properties.
Well, see, the thing with abandoned properties is that sometimes they're private property, which means if you are caught on that property, you could be arrested for trespassing.
Yeah.
Now, if there were official ghost tours here in Orlando that you can do, like official pay to go see these haunts.
Well, I mean, there are some
official
ones, like in St. Augustine. But as far as abandoned properties go, we would have to... Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, because we could get trespassed, we could go to jail.
There could be wild animals. Like, think about it. If we're at an abandoned building in the middle of nowhere and one of us gets bit by a snake and we're like 3 hours from a hospital,
we're dying.
That's a dangerous scenario, because if you get bit by that snake and you're 3 hours from a hospital.
If I could tour one abandoned place in particular, it would be Riverside.
Yeah, see, Melly Mel says we would have to do ghost hunting at the Penhurst Asylum in Pennsylvania.
We could do that. I mean, we'd have to have enough money to go to Pennsylvania, but we could do that.
Yeah, see, like places where you're allowed to go in.
Not Riverside, River Country. River Country, that's what it is.
But yeah, so like Penhurst Asylum or Alcatraz, places where you're legally allowed to go as long as you have an escort.
I would love to go to Alcatraz, guys.
That would be a haunted experience that I would like to do. Especially because I hear the ghost of Al Capone still haunts his cell in Alcatraz.
It's possible.
And I hear some of the guards have said if they're there late after closing and they walk in that cell block or near his cell, they hear a harmonica playing. Because Al Capone used to play the harmonica. And they've heard the sound of a harmonica coming from his cell sometimes.
I love a harmonica. Guys, look at this steak. He knows how to cook a steak. Oh my god.
Let's see. You especially like a harmonica when Elwood plays it. Is it? No, wait, when Jake plays it.
Bon appetit, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you, man.
I got me a steak too.
Smart man. See? Steak brings people together.
That it does.
Yeah, we're trying to keep the camera on us, you guys,
Check out some other vloggers that do this. They're very successful. I would love to do an overnight ghost tour. Y'all know it. I used to watch Ghost Adventures with that Zach dude. Oh my gosh. That was so funny. And he used to like antagonize the ghosts. Oh, it was hilarious.
Man, it was funny. So like, when I was going through, I didn't really do it much in Bride of Frankenstein, because that house is a lot darker, so it was a lot spookier. But when I was going through Revenge of the Tooth Fairy in Universal, it's a lot more well lit, so it's not quite as scary. And the storytelling is great. But it's like, I was just messing with the scare actors. Anytime one of them would jump out at me, I would just like wave hilariously at the character, like.
That's his response to being terrified.
But what's funny is one of them actually waved back. One of the little fairies actually waved back at me as I walked by. I found that so funny.
Geeking out with Melly Mel. Al Capone was also at Eastern State Pen before Alcatraz. It's possible. I think what didn't they get him on, like tax evasion or tax fraud or something like that?
I think that was the first thing they got him for.
Yeah.
And then they got him with all the other charges.
They couldn't connect him to anything else at first because they had no proof and there was no way to get evidence. So what they could get him on was like tax fraud. And then they put everything else against him.
Yeah. Yeah, because when he was free, it was hard for them to get any evidence against him.
Because nobody wanted to be a rat.
Especially because back then, in 1920 Chicago, if you ratted against a major mobster, you would end up dead.
And you were given an Italian necktie.
Mm-hmm.
Taps, yeah. Taps was good too.
If anyone is wondering what an Italian necktie is, message Stephanie on Instagram and she will tell you.
I don't feel like traumatizing everyone else.
I don't think it's something we can say on stream.
We can,
We keep it family friendly here.
We're trying to be family friendly and nice while eating steak.
Mm-hmm.
So are there any other questions you guys have? They don't have to be just Orlando-based questions.
And also, you guys
or
have
Disney-based questions.
You guys have been asking Stephanie other questions. Like, send me some questions, guys.
Ask him what his favorite dinosaur is.
Oh, wow. Chiquita says Tim of T&G is related to Al Capone.
That is pretty cool. You know, I used to live with people related to Lizzie Borden. Like, they could trace their lineage back, and Lizzie Borden was in their family tree. The Lizzie Borden, guys.
See, I don't have any relatives. I don't have any relatives like that, but on my mom's side of the family, one of her many great-grandfathers participated in the Boston Tea Party.
And another one signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, and also on my mom's side of the family, it's very distant, mind you. We're not a direct relation, but we're distantly related to Josiah Bartlett, who was probably one of the first 5 people to sign the Declaration. His name is actually, I think, right underneath John Hancock's. So, I have no criminals in my family history, but I still got some pretty cool relatives.
I have no idea who I'm related to. My stepdad is related distantly to Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Junkies, when I moved to Florida, I had a hard time getting used to the lizards, the snakes, and palmetto bugs. How did you guys do? Well, see me, I don't mind those little lizards. I think they're cute.
I have been coming to Florida for several years. And when I lived with my grandmother, she would bring us down 4 times a year. Because I was in year-round school, so we would be in school for 9 weeks. No, in school for 6 weeks, out for 3. So for one of those weeks during break, we would come down to Florida to go to Disney. And then we'd go back up and like do all the things we had to do. So I was used to it. I was used to the palmetto bugs, the love bugs, the lizards, the snakes I very, very rarely saw. I think I had been living here for a year before I finally saw like a possum. Just like an opossum. Okay. Just out there. And I was like, oh man, it's been like a year and I'm only now seeing wildlife. It just, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with wildlife like that. With snakes, you just gotta let them go about their day and leave them alone. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone.
Exactly.
Maybe Indiana Jones should have learned that.
Exactly. Like, if you leave a snake or any predatory animal alone, they will leave you alone. But if you infringe on their territory or corner them or upset them in any way, or you feed them...
Or go after their babies.
Mm-hmm. Or if you feed them and they become acclimatized to humans, then yeah, that's when they become a nuisance. But like me, I do have a fear of snakes and spiders, but I think I'm kind of getting over my fear of snakes. Kind of. I mean, kind of. Because it's like the other day when we were at Gatorland, Stephanie was holding this little, I think it was like a, what was it, a ball python or a Burmese python?
I think it was a Burmese.
Yes.
It's a baby.
Stephanie was holding this little baby Burmese python. It was probably like maybe, what, 2 feet? It was probably like 2 feet long, but it was all curled
so
up.
pretty, guys. Thanks. I know. And I'm quite happy with it, so. You know what I say to that? Another bite of steak.
I'll take care of it.
But yeah, the python was adorable.
Yeah.
Do we have any poisonous spiders? Not that I'm aware of. I stay away from the spiders, so it doesn't like. I haven't seen any poisonous spiders.
Well, because spiders are usually hard to see, and it's usually hard to tell what kind they are unless you look at them up close.
And again, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone.
But I do know we have some poisonous snakes down here. I think we have, what was it, the eastern? Is it the eastern diamondback?
I think so.
The eastern diamondback rattlesnake we have down here. We have, I think cottonmouths are near here because they like to live in the swamps and stuff. It's like I watched.
Possible. You find more of them in more swampy areas, and we don't really live in a very swampy area.
Well, yeah, because like I watched.
Which is why I haven't seen a live gator, like a live wild gator, anywhere, which is kind of sad.
Which
I've
is
been looking for 'em.
Which is ironic because the pond that's out behind our apartment has those gator and snake warning signs, and yet we've not seen one gator. But that's because there's so much land around us, it would be hard for a gator to even get in here without being spotted.
And when I first moved down here, the area that I lived in had only just been built up, like maybe the year before. So there was a huge pond out there. And it's like, there were no gators. And I was told by my friend, like, oh, you'll see cranes, you'll see gators. And I'm like, I see cranes, I see no gators. I was sad.
Yeah, because like
Coral snakes.
Yeah, because like I watch swamp people, and they don't run into just gators. They run into cottonmouths and things all the time because they're semi-aquatic. Cottonmouths like to swim the rivers and swamps to get from one side of the river to the other.
Because they're very fast swimmers, apparently.
But they can still strike from the water. So those gator hunters have to be careful. Because if they're wrestling with a gator and they fall in the water, there's a good chance they're either going to be bit by a gator
or bit by a snake.
Or a snake. And plus, like, also, when they're out there in the swamps, they're like out there. They're like 2 or 3 hours from the nearest boat dock. So if they get bit by something out there,
they gotta suck the venom out or they're screwed.
Or apply a very fast, very tight tourniquet to stop any bleeding.
Yeah,
But anyway.
I've lived out here for 1.5 years and I still haven't seen a gator in the wild.
But now the gators that we saw at Gatorland, they were wild caught, but they were predominantly, I think they said, nuisance gators. Ones that lived near people and were often fed by people. They lost their fear of people. Yep.
It's like the ducks at Disney. If you feed them, they come up to every human being.
And sometimes, if they're really hungry or they're real finicky, they will peck at your toes.
Yeah, gotta be careful with them. Do not feed the gators at Disney. Gators. Don't feed the gators at Disney either. But don't feed the ducks at Disney.
But also the squirrels too. Because like, back before all this COVID nonsense happened,
the squirrels were pretty rambunctious as well.
Oh yeah, because there would be strollers everywhere. Especially if you went to the stroller parking by Prince Charming's Rio Carousel. All those strollers lined up by it. The squirrels look at that as an all-you-can-eat buffet. They would literally go into those compartments underneath the strollers and grab chip bags or whatever they can get their hands on. Or, sorry, get their paws on, and they would run off with it. And see, yeah, to get us right, the squirrels here will literally take the food off your plate if you leave it unattended.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot what I was saying. So we're keeping the camera on us, guys, because I think there's a family here celebrating a kid's birthday. So I'm probably not going to show you guys the pool today, but
Well, you can show them me in the pool.
yeah, I could. But yeah. Once we finish getting the final few things packed away in our apartment, I'm gonna do a home tour vlog for you guys, and I'll show you guys the pool area. So yeah, I did good, babe. If you want to try that steak, you can. I think that one didn't get cooked enough.
How is it we always get the really, really fatty ones?
I have no idea. Claudia Jacobs says congratulations on the job.
Thank you! I'm very pleased to have gotten it. It's okay. Spicy.
Oh. The taquita I did. I moved to Florida, I think September of last year. And we just recently moved into this apartment.
I moved to Florida.
We've been in this apartment for over a month now.
A little bit. I moved to Florida, I keep saying about a year and a half ago. So last year was 2019. I moved to Florida in 2018.
You're going on 2 years.
So January of next year, it'll be 2 years. Sorry. Is it a hike from the apartment to the pool?
Not really.
It depends on what you consider a hike.
It's probably like maybe a quarter of a mile walk. If
It's not that bad.
It's like a quarter of a mile at most. But what's nice is, in addition to the actual sidewalks that go along the driveway to our apartment, there's a walkway behind our apartment that goes along the pond that we can follow. Which I think we need to start using that more often because that's a lot more shaded.
It is a lot more shaded. You can drive to the pool if you want to drive to the pool.
But also that walkway behind our apartment, it laps around the entire pond. So if you wanted to get up one morning and take a few laps around to do a nice walk.
A lot of people walk their dogs on that, or like on the pathway. Sometimes you can see hawks in the trees. I saw a hawk in the tree the other day.
You did?
Yeah, it was so cool.
Nice. How big was it, would you say?
About from here to here,
Okay.
head to foot.
Okay. Yeah, it was either a hawk or one of those ospreys.
It was a hawk.
Okay.
I know a hawk when I see one.
Yeah. So obviously we have hawks down here, but we have these things called ospreys, which are like basically mini hawks. They're like miniature hawks.
They're so cute.
And once again mentioning BioReconstruct, he was posting photos of some ospreys that were nesting at the top of the loop on the Jurassic World Velocicoaster. And that's why they had to saran wrap that top archway of the coaster.
Yeah. So the hawks wouldn't nest there. Do you want the steak, Fap?
No. Yeah, we also don't we get owls down here?
Owls? Yeah. I mean, it's Florida. It's Florida. We get lots of animals. On Disney property, there is a bald eagle nest.
And that nest is nationally protected, so no one can touch it.
No one can touch it. No one can disturb it.
No one can cut down the tree it's in, because the eagle is a nationally protected bird because it's our nation's animal.
Although originally Ben Franklin wanted our nation's animal to be a turkey.
Turkey.
His mom wants to make chicken, Italian chicken dish for Thanksgiving. And my birthday's on Thanksgiving this year, so I'll be happy with whatever's made. Kind of want a turkey, kind of want some stuffing, but you know what? I kind of like to see how this Italian chicken goes.
Chiquita, I do not surf, but I'm waiting for them to reopen the water parks. Cause
I wish I surfed.
No.
Although I probably could if I tried hard enough.
I can't wait for the water parks to reopen. Or maybe one day we go to SeaWorld and we can do the surf lessons.
Okay, the surf lessons that you can do, the ones I want to do, are at, he's not eating his steak, so I am. The surf lessons that I want to do are at Typhoon Lagoon. You can book them early in the morning. And when you go in...
Before the water park even opens.
Before the water park even opens, you can take surf lessons. And at first, they'll start you out with the board on the sand, and they'll teach you how to move and then jump. And then they'll put you out in the water. So...
But now, I think when they first put you in the water, it's with the waves off.
Yeah, when they first put you in the water, it's with the waves off, so you can sort of get your footing. Guys, give my comments a second, because they're not loading. Oh, there you go. Do we go to the beach? I've been to Cocoa Beach a couple times. But it's not really my thing. I don't really... I'll swim in a pool. But I don't like going to the beach because I don't like sand.
What? I just thought of an idea.
Call me Anakin. I don't like sand.
Well, actually, I just thought of something. And if any of those beaches out on the coast have like boardwalks or amusement parks on them, that would be cool.
Yeah. Do you go to school? Orlando, Mike?
No, I don't, Amy. I did start college when I was back in Colorado, and I actually finished about 3/4 of a degree, but then I decided to take time off and just work. But I hope maybe one day I can go back to school and finish my degree. Although the degree that I started was for computer information systems, I was doing a general studies degree, so I wasn't focusing on one thing. But I've been thinking about changing my course of study because, like, and babe, you're probably gonna laugh at me. I'm big into those shows like NCIS and Law and Order, but not really necessarily the detectives on the front lines. I'm more interested in the forensics. So
he wants to be a forensic scientist.
So the person who tests blood, chemicals, clothes.
You want to be Dexter?
Or like Abby from NCIS. That's what I want to do. I want to be the one who tests bullets and blood and things like that.
Go for it. Daytona does have a nice boardwalk, actually. I've been down there.
Or I want to do something in animal veterinary care. It's like I was actually talking to Savannah. I was like, hey, if you ever have any job openings for Gatorland, I'm so down for it. I will help feed gators and things like that.
He would be a really good vet tech.
Or,
and then he could help me take care of my cat.
Yep. And then I was also telling her, hey, if you want someone else to hold the camera while you and Oscar or someone else feed the gators, like I can easily do that.
You just want to work with Savannah because she's pretty.
Well, also,
I mean, I would too.
She's freaking cool.
Yeah, she is.
She gets to go to Gatorland and feed gators every day. Like, how cool is that?
She is cool.
And also, wasn't Oscar just the coolest guy?
Oscar was funny. Oscar was funny, y'all. Oscar told me, he was like, by the way, there's a gator coming up behind you. And I turned around real slow. A, because I'm holding you guys. And B, because I'm like, if I scare this thing and it snaps at me, I'm dead. So I turn around real slow. And he's like, that is a lot. That is really good control. I was like, thanks. Because I was terrified for my life.
He was like, wow, your reflexes are really good.
The airboats would be great. I would love to do an airboat.
But yeah, also, like, the way I was standing when I was feeding the gators, like, my peripheral vision's very good. So even though I was looking at the gators, I could still see kind of behind Stephanie. So I was watching for other gators. So I knew there was... It's like, I just quickly turned my head and knew there was no gator behind her. Although Savannah did warn us, because when I was in there feeding them before we started the stream, she kind of took me back there, and I saw there were some gators hiding back there in the shade, but she had gone back there and thrown them some food to keep them at bay.
To keep them happy.
So that way they wouldn't sneak up behind us.
Because that's not how I want to go.
But let me tell you, like seeing Plague and Jaws and Thrasher and
Crasher.
Lamar. I don't think we saw
Lamar.
Crasher. I don't think we saw Crasher.
We saw Thrasher and his brother.
I think we saw Thrasher and Crasher. I know
Yeah.
we saw Thrasher. I'm not too sure about Crasher though.
Crasher was there.
But Lamar
was
so
funny.
cool.
He was big. He's a big boy.
But he was very
Speaking
complacent.
of big boys.
But he was very complacent. He was not snappy at all. Now Jaws, on the other hand, Savannah. So Gatorland actually filmed a vlog about Lamar, and they uploaded it a couple days ago, I think. And I was there watching as they were filming it. Savannah had to stop filming and go and like take Jaws to this corner and keep him and move him back there like 2 or 3 times because he kept trying to turn around and go at Oscar.
Have you ever watched Wild Earth live stream twice a day on YouTube? Excellent channel. I have not, but you know what? It sounds good. So
I have
maybe
not.
I will. Thanks for the suggestion.
I think the only nature thing Stephanie and I watch together on YouTube is,
Swamp people.
well, I was going to say that we watch together, like something you actually sit down and watch. Well, we don't technically watch it, we just listen to it. When we sleep, I'll find a loop of like gentle rain falling, and we'll play that as we sleep. Although sometimes I'll play stand-up comedy.
Have you guys ever heard of creepypastas? They are stories that are typically written on Reddit and read by various people online. Some call them scary internet stories, some call them creepy pods or something. Creepypastas, what they're usually called. And I like to listen to those to fall asleep, primarily the Disney ones. Because I don't know what it is, but like I love Disney. I love Disney so much. I moved down here to get a job at Disney. It has been my life's goal forever since I was 3.5 years old. Don't question it, just go with it. But like, I found Disney creepypastas, and I'm like, this is so fascinating. It's, you know, people going to the abandoned parts of Disney and getting videos, and then like there being some supernatural occurrence or some, you know, demon occurrence or something like that. And it's just stuff like that I love to listen to.
Although hopefully they're just
To
stories.
fall aslead. Usually they are just stories, but there is one about...
I know for a fact, if you go into, what did you say, it was River Journey?
River Country.
Or if you go into River Country
used to have a brain-eating amoeba in the water. Look it up. Fairly certain it's true. I'm about 80%. 75% certain it's true.
So whenever, but now that water park, that island is legally blocked off. You cannot set foot on there unless you are Disney personnel.
You can't even take a boat out there.
And even then, Disney is very selective about the personnel that goes out there. I think it's only security and
Disney park, certain
sheriff's office.
levels of Disney park staff and sheriffs.
Yep. So like that's why when that guy was camping out there during the closure, there was Orlando Sheriff's Office everywhere. They had like a dozen or more officers out there combing.
And they have plainclothes officers out there combing. So it's, you know, I got the bunnies I need. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And that's something like we were talking about earlier with Adam the Woo. That's something that Adam the Woo has mentioned he would like to do, I think, is go to River Country and check that out. And there's a lot of people that want to go to River Country and check that out because there's still water slides out there. There's still attractions out there. There's still, you know, all kinds of stuff out there.
But
And
it's just dangerous because A,
like
it's
the
overgrown.
island is taking it back. So
yeah, like a lot of the, not really the slides and things, but a lot of the old buildings have been pretty much reclaimed
by nature.
But
A lot
reclaimed by
of
nature.
a lot of stuff has been reclaimed by nature.
And
you know what? It's time nature starts taking some of herself back.
But there
I like
are also,
I like to see the earth do that.
but there is also the fact that there are, I'm pretty sure some snakes and small gators do get in there.
It's possible.
So, like, if you do
It's
take,
nature.
if you do take the dumb risk of trying to go to river country, like,
Then you risk getting bit, and
Or
furthermore, you risk getting banned from Disney property.
Yep.
So for those of us that absolutely love Disney, like me and Mike do, we don't want to risk that.
exactly.
However, if there's an abandoned tour, if someone can get us out to California to go see, if we can go visit the What It Do Twinsies out at California, we can go see them and go to Alcatraz.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I
love to go see
would
Alcatraz
kiss
with
the
those two.
ground that entire family walks on.
Oh yeah, Carlos and Jose,
Mama,
Armando,
sister, Armand, dad.
Yeah, Armando, Carla, Andrea, their sister, and they have a little brother too, but I don't think he watches their videos.
I don't think he's in their videos as much.
I remember he popped in one moment.
Y'all, by the
For their
way,
stream.
speaking of California, keep sending your thoughts and prayers, your love, your hope, your good wishes, whatever it is you believe in, the flying spaghetti monster, whatever it is, send out your good faith and your love to California, because California is still on fire. They're getting it under control. Things are sort of getting back to normal. The sky is getting back to the color it should be,
I think
but
it's about
they
what, like-
still need all the love and support that everyone can give.
I think it was what, like 50% contained or something.
Yeah. But they
Last I
still
heard.
need, there's so much more that has to be done. They still need all the support. They still need all the love and support that we can give them. So send out a surplus of love to the folks that live out in California, to the folks that live out near those wildfires. They are using prison inmates to help fight fires. It's that bad. So, you know, send some love out there to them, because
Oh, no.
they need it.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Whatever your views on prison inmates are, they are using prison inmates out there along with firefighters. They're taking volunteer firefighters.
Although it's like
Send
you
them
have to
some
wonder, like with the inmates, it's like if they keep them chained together, you got to think that's a bit of a risk, because if the fire gets too much, how are those inmates supposed to run?
I think they're keeping the inmates at the lower level areas of fire, just
Oh, not in the heat of
yeah,
it.
not in the thick of it where the professionals are.
Okay.
Because you're not going to send like an amateur doctor in to do major brain surgery. So
And also, yeah, you're not going to send someone who has their hands and feet
bound.
bound and chained.
I wouldn't know. I've never
To
been
fight
to
a
prison,
fire.
so I don't know.
But yeah, Chiquita says, I like watching the ambient worlds Hogwarts on YouTube to go to sleep.
That sounds great. I'm going to have to listen to that.
We are going to have to check that out.
That'd be great.
If they like play the soft ambient parts of the Harry Potter music,
And the Harry Potter music is very beautiful and ambient. So, good choice. We're going to have to check that out too. Thank you for this steak. They were delicious.
well, not like the, because that's
Oh,
kind
that's-
of high. That's kind of high and loud, but like the softer bits, yeah, like that.
Hedwig's theme.
Yeah, Hedwig's theme. Hey, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
We were just talking about her. a little
Teresa,
bit.
how many more days? How many more days? Tell me. I'm dying to know.
I think she's down to like a week or two.
Yeah, you're in single digits now, aren't ya?
Oh yeah, I think she's in single digits. Because I think the last time she watched our stream, she said like 9 days or something.
I can't wait to see it. Are you here yet, Teresa?
Honestly, I might have.
I'm killing him. One day.
Oh wow, Teresa, what park are you gonna be at first? If she's gonna be at Magic Kingdom tomorrow, I'm hanging out with
That would
Teresa.
so be cool. You can hang out with Teresa. It's
That-
supposed to rain tomorrow, so
So bring your umbrella.
bring
or
your umbrella or your raincoat. In fact, I'm probably gonna have Mike take one of my raincoats,
Yeah.
so you can borrow it. And I'm a fairly big woman, so it's a 3X, so I'm sure it'll fit you just fine.
Oh yeah, Teresa. Just to clarify, what park are you gonna be at tomorrow? If you are gonna be at a park, what park are you gonna be at? I think she's coming, because I think she's coming down here tomorrow. So she may or may not be going to a park.
Well, if you don't, but you stay at a hotel, definitely go to the pool first. Unless it's raining.
But yeah, Teresa, if you don't go to a park tomorrow, I am definitely more than willing to meet up at Disney Springs for us to hang out for a little bit. Maybe even do a little Disney Springs live stream with you.
That would be really cool. I would definitely watch that.
I'd be so down for that. And besides, if we get off work in time, maybe you can meet up with us at Disney Springs.
That would be awesome! Heck yeah!
Because you usually only work like 10 to 3 or 10 to 4 at most.
Well, I go in tomorrow at 8, and I think tomorrow I work like 8 to...
Yeah, you usually only work like...
I don't know. I'll check when I get back.
4 to 6 hours.
I'm only part-time, so there's only a certain number of hours I can work.
Yeah, you said within a month you might be getting more hours, right?
No, because I'm still part-time. They can't make you full-time unless you're a manager. So, since I'm not a manager...
Okay.
Hey, Matt Jones!
I know Matt's going to be watching my Hollywood Studio stream, because he's going to be watching for when I go on Runaway Railway.
Oh, yeah.
That man loves his Mickey and Minnie. My guy loves his Mickey and Minnie, let me tell you.
I'm going to go jump in the pool.
Okay.
So, if you have any questions, the weather's great.
Hey, babe, I can probably move the stream to one of these chairs right here, and if you just hang out in like this little corner, I can probably have the stream on you.
Here I go. Fat whale getting into the water.
Hey,
Look at me.
I'm a girl with a gun. Can you take this?
drop it in the mailbox real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't go in the pool yet.
Well, you can take the stream with you.
I want to show them the mailbox.
All right, all right. What? Take your keys. Get your key. The mailbox is that way. I tried.
You couldn't have just come back around and then popped them to me?
I tried. So I'm gonna wait to get in the pool until he comes back. He's so weird. I love him. Teresa, now is a great time to take a vacation. It is said to rain tomorrow, 80% chance, so bring a rain poncho if you don't have one. I actually got him that hat for his birthday. He is my ghost host. He's not gonna finish his steaks. Give back what I take. Now I'm gonna go get in the pool.
Just gonna put the plates and stuff together. We'll take a little spot. I wanted the steak. Oh, there she went.
The water feels good.
I bet it does.
I know I should have waited 30 minutes, but I'm a rebel.
You know what? I think just for fun, I think I'm just gonna jump in real fast, just to be funny. Although I can't jump in too hard because I don't want to risk splashing the...
Well, then slide in.
Or... if I... put this on here. Alright guys, I'm gonna go jump in the pool real fast just to cool off. It feels good. My hair's gonna look so funny when I come out of the pool. Count me down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump!
My hair probably looks stupid now, huh?
No, you look fine. Just look it back.
Let's look it back.
Just look it back. Show everybody your receding hairline. I said slick it back, not flick it back, dummy.
Feels good though.
I told you.
I'm back, guys. Whew. Sorry. I just wanted to go take a cooling dip.
Can I borrow your hat? The sun's in my eyes.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought I tossed it far enough.
I'm short.
Don't get it wet.
Why not? That's
Darn
not
it.
pool water. Now I can see.
Ugh. Ugh. No, Matt. I left my other phone back at the apartment. This is the only phone I got, so this is the only phone I have with me. Chiquita says I'm jelly of Stephanie.
I know I look good in this bathing suit, don't I? I'm just kidding. Chiquita, come join us.
Michelle's watching.
Hi, Michelle.
She says, come on, Stephanie. Mike had to do the aerial hair flip.
I know. Well, if he had the hair to do it. I know I'm not one to talk, so.
Chiquita's like, Mike, don't get it wet. LOL, Stephanie dips it in. Yeah, Stephanie's a rebel like that. Whenever I say something, she tends to do the opposite.
Sometimes, unless it's serious.
Chiquita says, you look so cute.
Thank you.
I know. How did I get so lucky?
I don't know. I asked you if you had a coin to borrow. That's pretty much it.
But me being the dork that I am, I was like, no, but I got a gas station rewards card.
You know when I almost said, okay, never mind?
Man, I don't know what time I'm gonna ride Runaway Railway. Andrew, I cannot do a backflip to save my life. So, that's probably not gonna happen.
Neither can I.
And I would do a cannonball, but I don't want to risk splashing my phone. And also, I don't want to disturb anybody. I mean, I can do a backflip underwater. I just can't do a backflip into the water. But also, I think our pool at the deepest is only 5'3" so
Yeah.
there's a no diving ordinance.
It's about my height.
Michelle, you might have to come down here one day and we can do a pool day.
That would be awesome, Michelle.
She says, I wish I was there with y'all in the pool and having something good to eat because it's raining where I am. Well, I think she's somewhere. Isn't Michelle up north?
I think so.
So if she is up north of us, there's probably a good chance whatever rain's hitting her right now is probably going to hit us later.
Probably.
Chiquita says, you two remind me of my kids Tim and Gretchen of Adventures with T&G. If you've ever seen their YouTube, you'd see what I mean. We might have to watch some of their videos when we get back to the apartment.
We definitely will. We have a list of things we have to watch.
Mm-hmm. Did your head feel better?
A little bit.
Apparently Stephanie's gonna do some mini laps right now. Yeah. Michelle says she... Oh. Hey babe.
What?
Michelle says, yeah, I'm up north by 2 hours.
Well, come on down. When you have time.
Definitely. Okay guys, I might have to put you down in the shade because my phone's, it says my phone's getting a little hot. Actually, I'm just gonna scooch over to this chair right here. Hey Lena.
Lena!
She says she's popping in to say hi.
Welcome to our pool day. Welcome to our pool.
Michelle says, so the pool being so short, there's no risk of me drowning.
Nope. If you're about my height, you'll be fine. If you can tread water, you'll be okay. And if you can hang on to a wall, you'll be equally okay.
Or if she doesn't want to hang in the pool, we have a hot tub.
We do have a hot tub. It's very nice.
Yeah, it said my phone stopped charging because it's overheating. So I got to keep it in the shade for a little bit.
Okay.
Michelle's like, steak. We might have to, if Michelle comes down, we might have to buy some steaks and Seagram's things.
Okay.
Although if she does come down and if she does drink, we're gonna have her wait a few hours.
Yeah. We don't want to risk anyone else getting a cramp.
Yeah, also if we get some of those Seagram's things, I don't know if Michelle's a drinker, but if she drinks them, she's gonna chill with us for a few hours. We're not letting her drive home intoxicated.
Why would we do that?
Because we're responsible.
Also, why would we invite her down if she couldn't spend the night?
Touche.
Because 2 hours is a long drive just for a few hours of coming down here.
Exactly. Ooh. You know what?
What?
Remember how we were discussing me getting a GoPro? I'm gonna throw that at my mom for a Christmas idea.
Go for it.
And that way we don't have to. And if anything, if all she got me was that GoPro for Christmas, I'd be perfectly fine.
Well, I know what my mom's gonna get us.
Because then maybe I can vlog on certain rides.
Well, I know, you'd have to get a mount.
Yeah, if I get a chest mount, I could probably easily record on some coasters.
What if you get like the backpack mount?
Well, like on Hulk, I can't wear a backpack when I'm on Hulk.
You probably can't even wear the chest mount when you're on home, can you?
I don't know, I could ask. I think that would be a question.
You'd have to ask them.
I would probably go on to universal.com and like chat with them. I might have to borrow your phone to read the chat because it's hard to read it down there.
That's fine. Peekaboo. I see you.
Yeah. Matt says, I hope it's not going to rain on Monday. Well, honestly, Matt, there's a good chance of rain.
80% chance.
So, I'm going to be honest, there's a good chance I'm going to be spending a lot of my time in shops
Savi's workshop is open now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but on Monday, there's probably a good amount. There's probably a good chance I'm going to be spending a lot of my time in shops, avoiding the rain.
Unless he takes my umbrella with him.
Michelle says you and Stephanie know what I would want for Christmas.
Unfortunately.
We are aware, Michelle. We are aware.
Unfortunately. That's illegal.
Well, also, I don't think there's a stocking in the world that would fit that gift. I don't even think there's a gift box in the world that would fit that gift. You would probably need like a refrigerator box.
You'd need a big refrigerator box and then a giant bag.
Or a giant bow.
Or just a regular size bow. But that's if you want to leave the present mainly unwrapped.
Matt Jones, I already got my Halloween costume. Hopefully we're going to order Stephanie's in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I didn't have the money to get mine and his. And we already talked about this with Michelle. He's a vampire for Halloween. So we're thinking for Halloween for me, I could be an M&M because I like M&Ms. And then I could just have 2 little bite marks on the side of my neck.
Or when we were at Spirit, we were looking at like that peasant dress, whatever it was.
But I don't want to pay that much for a peasant dress.
But also,
Plus,
the problem with Spirit is that they said the dress was plus size, but it's like
it didn't look plus size.
Their definition of plus size is.
And unfortunately, with a lot of Halloween costumes, they're not made for bigger people like me.
So we would have to go on Torrid and find something.
So I'm thinking I just wear one of the dresses I already have and just like spook it up a bit. I don't know. Because we're going to Universal for Halloween.
Yep, Halloween night we're going to be at Universal.
So I'm thinking the scariest, two of the scariest things I can be at Universal are A, a COVID-19 spore, and B, a Disney character, like Minnie Mouse. Just saying. But what I wanted to do was a Universal themed couples costume, because I've never been able to do a couples costume.
Michelle says yes, giant bow, because I don't want it to be frozen or cold. And Matt says he's gonna be Mickey Mouse for Halloween.
Well, Matt, you be Mickey Mouse for Halloween, and I'll be Minnie Mouse for Halloween, and I'll be the scariest thing I can be at Universal, a Disney mascot.
You are not a mouse, you are a rat.
Do I still get my $10?
What do they know? They're tourists.
Get out of here.
Do I still get my $10?
$10?
I got Donald Duck in the back. Stop
Get out of
this
here.
foolishness. What kind of foolishness would you like to see?
Get out of here. Oh, Sam Eagle.
Oh, Sam Eagle.
So regal.
It is a glorious 3.5-hour finale. You got 10 minutes.
What? Didn't you say there's a little bit of Small World that plays in that finale?
Yes.
Oh yeah, and if you guys remember, Stephanie and Michelle made me go on Small World against my will.
Seriously, you could have just gotten out of line. You could have gone on anything else.
Oh, and we're sleeping on the couch? No, thank you.
We don't even have a couch. You
Well-
have to sleep on boxes.
We'll sleep on one of the chairs? No, thank you.
I wouldn't have made you sleep on a chair.
Matt says let's do that. You can wear your mini dress.
I'll wear my mini dress and you dress up like Mickey. Except I'll be like Dapper Minnie. I don't know.
Michelle says I don't think I'm doing anything for Halloween since it's technically canceled.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do Halloween at the parks, but...
Well, I think at Islands of Adventure, I think they said they have those like trick-or-treat spots. Where they have stations where you can pick up candy, and I think they're gonna have team members monitoring it, so that way kids don't just like shovel things into their bags.
Like we used to do when we were kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the people who would be lazy and just leave candy out on their porch and say, take one.
No, man. For Halloween, my grandma's house.
If I saw one of those bowls, just take one. I was one of those kids. I would just take the bowl and just. I would just dump it in my bag and leave it.
When I was a kid, my grandmother would go all out for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we would make tombstones out of poster board, and we would write clever sayings on them, like the ones at the Haunted Mansion. We would borrow ones from the Haunted Mansion. We had Madame Leota-esque head and eyeball. We had a spider that would drop down from one of the trees, and we had a headless scarecrow that would sit out on a bench. And there was one year where a couple of teenagers stole him, and then my grandfather went around to the neighborhood to look for it to see if he could get it back, and he couldn't find it, so he dressed up as the scarecrow in the same shirt and same jeans, and hay sticking out of areas where scarecrows hay would stick out of,
the wrists, elbows,
and he actually did his head up to look like a scarecrow, and he just kind of sat there with the head flopped over in the same position that the scarecrow was in. And then those teenagers came by our house on Halloween, and they were like, "Oh man, they got a replacement scarecrow, ha ha ha." And he looked, and he moved his head just a little bit, and they were like, "Oh man, and this one moves." So they're just standing there watching it, and he stands up and screams, "Bring me back my scarecrow!" And these kids crapped their pants running back to their house. And 2 days later, the scarecrow was back sitting on our front porch. It was great.
Yeah, Matt said, "I saw Small World had no music, but they fixed it."
Yeah, for a while there, the music in the Carousel of Progress in the first scene was the background music where you're supposed to hear the birds chirping and all that.
It either wasn't working or it was skipping.
It either wasn't working or it was skipping some days. So they went and fixed all of the audio, so now you can hear everyone who's speaking perfectly. So in the scenes where you couldn't hear Sarah, now you can hear Sarah. And at one point Sarah's like, "Say I told you so," and you can hear it now. And I'm like, "Ah, Sarah!" I always knew she said something there.
Mm-hmm. And Michelle says her grandparents didn't really decorate for Halloween. They just did more generic fall decorations.
No, my grandmother would go all out for Halloween. All out. It was great. We had a fog machine, and there was one year where my grandfather set the fog machine up too high, to release fog too high. And someone called the fire department because they thought our house was on fire. And it was funny. The fire department came and they were like, "No, you have to turn this thing off or down because people think your house is on fire."
Yeah, Michelle says, "I would have been terrified, especially because I've always had somewhat of a fear of people in costumes. I know that's surprising with me and the Disney characters."
Well, I mean, with the Disney characters,
and also,
you
in all
sort of
fairness,
get to know them, throughout your years growing up.
But in all fairness, if you walk up to a scarecrow and all of a sudden it looks at you, stands up, and shouts at you.
Yeah, especially a scarecrow that you think isn't really a human. If you think it's just an animatronic or a fake scarecrow.
It's kind of like the werewolf.
Those teenagers really thought that, my grandfather had gone out and gotten a replacement scarecrow.
Yeah. It's also like with the werewolf animatronic in the Universal Horror Picture Show. If you're seeing it for the first time and you're not expecting that wolf to come alive, it catches you off guard.
Yeah.
But of course, we've seen it before, both on videos and
show,
seen it live.
right.
So
Yeah.
So every time, when I go see it, every time the werewolf comes alive, I look around to see if people jump out of their seats, especially the ones in the front row.
I love watching because I love it when they pick on the little kid.
Oh yeah, that last show we saw, I wish I had gotten that on stream.
That actress that plays the doctor, she's in her 50s.
Or the one who was doing the makeup artist?
Yeah, the one who was playing the makeup artist. She's into her 50s.
Yeah, I think she's one of the original. I don't know if she's one of the originals, but she's probably one of them.
She's well into her 50s, and I love her. She's great. But you notice how he introduced her as a him?
Well, you did, not me. I knew it was a woman.
No. When he first introduced her, he was like, my good friend and makeup effects artist, blah, blah, blah. And he said, and here he comes now.
Oh, yeah,
You
he did do
remember
that.
He introduced, and then she comes out and he's like, oh, Marty, there you are.
Oh, yeah, Matt says it's 20 minutes to kick off. Michelle's like, if I hadn't seen the werewolf performance beforehand, I would have been like, keep that thing away from me.
It's funny. It's cute.
But what's funny is, I think before the social distancing, the person controlling the animatronic would have the choice to put the arm control on either the right or left hand.
Yeah.
And one of the makeup artists would walk up to it, and they would say, "You have control of." I forget what it is. You have control of the head and the arm.
The effects artist would be like, you have control of the left arm, and they would tap the left arm.
And that would let the person know inside the suit which arm to raise and lower and move side to side.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, and also the way the person they pick out of the audience, it's like the stunt guy who gets beaten up in Indiana Jones. It's one of the hidden performers.
Yeah. So if that's all you do and that's the only show you watch all day, and like you go in every single show, you'll notice that.
It's always the same guy.
Yeah.
But also I
or
think
there's like a few different people it is.
Yeah, it's either one of the makeup artists who aren't doing the makeup artists, or it's one of the people who
it's just a
are
random
in the suit.
actor.
So probably one of the performers who aren't doing the makeup show or the cavalcades that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people like us, we've seen the show many times, so we can tell it's not a robot being controlled in real time. Because
I mean, the first time I saw it, that's what I thought, and then it came alive, and I was like, no, that's got to be a person.
But also, now when we watch it, when the person wearing the suit is controlling the movement, you notice the werewolf's movement is just a little bit behind. But obviously, I think that's how a animatronic would work anyway.
It would work in real life anyway.
Because it would take a few moments
also,
for
like,
the controls to register.
In that show in particular, before Marty, the effects artist, was telling the volunteer to do the things, he was already doing them.
Yeah. So yeah, the person who's wearing the vest.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and raise your arm, and he had already raised his arm. Or she'd say, like, turn your arm, or like, do this with your arm, and he was already doing it.
Yeah.
So like,
I think they have to work on their timing a little bit. But obviously they were out of work for a few months, so maybe they got to get their timing back.
That was one of the first things that opened, though, was the horror makeup show.
I think that was like one of the only shows open, if not the only one. It was like that show, and they had the cavalcades, the pet show, and when I went there on my first day, they had Marilyn out doing her show with her Diamond Bellas. But then I think for a couple of weeks, I think they had Marilyn not showing up. But I think they brought Marilyn back. For a couple of weeks, the only time Marilyn would show up is when she was in her car.
Yeah.
But now that's what they're doing with Betty as well.
Yeah,
when Marilyn's not out, they're putting Betty on the car.
Betty in Marilyn's car.
Because I think they're either switching out Marilyn and Betty in appearance times, or they're having Marilyn one day, then Betty, then Marilyn, then Betty. Because I remember the day I saw Betty on the car, she was like, yeah, Marilyn's not here today, but I think she'll be back tomorrow. So they might be alternating days. Michelle's like, you had to mention the Indiana Jones show, didn't you? Well,
it's his favorite show.
Well, we all know how Michelle feels about that show now.
It's his favorite show.
Well,
he will mention it all the time, guys. All the time.
Well, we all know now why it's Michelle's favorite show. Yeah. Michelle says if I got picked to do the werewolf animatronic, I would do a disco move. Staying alive. Staying alive.
You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need someone who is willing to do just the moves that they do. Which is why they will never pick me to go up and get my arm cut off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, with the audience extras at Indiana Jones, they'll pick 10 members, but they'll only pick the stuntman to do the fight demonstration with Marion. Or with the Marion stunt woman. Because it's someone who knows the fight choreography and knows how to do fight choreography. Yeah. And most times the stunt guy that gets beating up, it's one of the tumblers. It's one of the guys who gets. It's one of the people who do the fight scene with Indy and Marion in Cairo, and then who then become the German soldiers for the desert scene. Matt and your mom would get along great. He says his favorite show is the Country Bear Jamboree.
My mom gets along great with everybody, usually. Unless you piss her off.
You and her have that in common.
I know.
That's my little mermaid, you guys. My little mermaid. I don't know, babe. I think it's about time for us to head back to the apartment. So, I don't know. Do you think we should wrap up the Q&A?
No.
Or do you think I should take it back to the apartment and do an apartment tour?
Do you want to leave?
Only if you're coming with me.
I'm not.
Well, I don't want to go without you.
Then stay here. Then stay here. You know there's TVs over there. You can watch the game.
But I don't know if they're gonna. They might air the Broncos game because Tampa Bay's playing them.
Go check it out. I'll be here in the pool.
Alright. I don't know, guys. What do you think? You want me to take you back to my apartment and show you guys an apartment tour?
Y'all, this ain't much of a Q&A session.
Yeah, Michelle says, I like the show beforehand because of all the stunts and seeing how they do things in the movies. Because I love special features. But after Mike mentions the German mechanic, I love the show now. Michelle says, when I go with y'all to Hollywood Studios, if the Indiana Jones show is back, she wants to get picked as one of the extras.
That would be cool.
But we're going to have to make sure we do it on a day, hopefully when Nick is working. Because you know if Nick is there, she's going to want to do it. But that's also if they even do the audience extras.
They might not.
They might not at first. If anything, if they choose the audience extras, they just might use extra stunt people. Hey, the Twinsies are here.
Twinsies, we were talking about you.
Talking about how awesome they are.
I know, right? Y'all's mom is so lucky. Oh my god, I died. No, Twinsies, y'all are on my list.
Yeah, the Twinsies. She's talking about how your parents got to meet Justin Scart and Max, Mr. Cheesy Pop.
Y'all are on my list. I'm coming for ya.
Oh yeah, Carl. Oh yeah, Twinsies. We know who your parents met. I showed her the post, and she is like totes jealous now.
I'm coming for ya.
Well, Armando got to meet him too.
I'm coming for ya.
Hey guys, I think Stephanie's gonna hang at the pool for a little bit, but I think I'm gonna take you back and give you guys a little tour of my apartment.
Is that because you don't want to miss the game?
If they're airing it.
You know you can watch the game on my phone.
Do you have the NFL app?
No, but you can download it.
Hold on, I'll check the NFL app.
And then you can stay here.
Where is the store? There it is. Hey, if you guys want me to take you back to do an apartment tour, let me know. Sound off in the chat.
Our apartment's not that clean.
Yeah. There are still a couple things we have to unpack, but it's mostly unpacked. It's not nearly as bad as it was for the first couple of weeks.
Okay, but you're taking the plates back. And the dishes.
The twin says, and they're in his vlog. They're going to be in Justin's vlog.
I hate you.
Well, Twinsies, I hope that they gave you guys a shout out, because that's probably going to garner you a lot of traffic. That's going to garner you a lot of traffic. If Justin Scar says to go subscribe to someone, they'll do it.
I've done it.
Michelle says she met Mr. Cheesy Pop on her birthday last year. Michelle, you're in trouble now.
I'm coming for you.
Alright, let's see if they're airing the game on the NFL app. If not, I'm probably going to have to head back to the apartment.
Or you could just watch it over there.
If they're airing it on TV. Because granted, Tampa Bay is playing, but I don't know if they'll air an away game.
Don't they usually?
Sometimes. It looks like they will actually be airing it on the app.
Here, you can watch it on my phone.
It says, yep, it says watch live, available at kickoff.
Then you can watch it on my phone so you can stay here.
Uh-huh. But I don't know how I'm going to watch the chat and...
Watch the chat on your phone, watch the game on mine.
The Twinsies say they're at the end of his video. He didn't mention any channels, he just talked to them. Well, then your parents messed up, dude. They should have gave you a channel shout out.
I don't think you can on Justin's channel.
Oh, yes. Although some people don't like that.
I mean, I would definitely ask Justin before you do that.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, hey, could I give my channel a shout out?
Or give my kids' channel a shout out.
Yeah. And then if Justin says no, you'll be like, all right, that's cool, man. Can I just get a selfie with you?
Mm-hmm.
But if you tag him in a post on Instagram, he will like it.
Yeah, he's very good about liking posts or stories that he's been tagged in. Or like if you post an IG story with him, he will generally retag it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Chicago Atlanta's playing right now. It's 29-26 Chicago. Chicago just scored, and there's less than 2 minutes left in the game.
I don't care about Chicago. I've only been there once. I really don't care. The bean was cool. Sort of. The Playboy Mansion was decent.
Eagles-Bengals are tied at 23 in overtime.
Go Eagles!
And the Eagles have the ball, 3rd and 8 at the Philly 13. So, if Eagles score, they win.
Woo, go Eagles!
Alright, let's see who won the Pats game. Patriots won, 36-20.
Your mom's happy.
Dolphins won. Titans won. Oof. 49ers smashed the Giants, 36-9. Bills beat the Rams. Browns beat Washington. Steelers beat the Texans. And the games, Packers Saints, Cowboys Seahawks, Lions Cardinals, and then tomorrow night's Chiefs Ravens. I think. Yeah, tomorrow night's Chiefs Ravens. Colts are beating the Jets. Panthers are beating the Chargers. Yeah, let's catch up in the chat. Oh, okay. The Twinsies say my mom was talking to Mr. Cheesy Pop and he asked what our channel name was and she told him.
Cool.
So they may or may not have gotten a channel shout out from Mr. Cheesy Pop.
Yeah.
But Justin,
you have to ask him first.
mm-hmm,
You know, it's rather impolite.
to just assume he's gonna give you a channel shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mike Polito's watching.
Hello, Mr. Polito.
Oh, yeah, Michelle, I would just go on to Mr. Cheesy Pop's channel and see if you can find the vlog. I think they were at Busch Gardens Hollywood for Halloween.
Yeah.
I think that's where they were. Here.
What am I doing?
Boo.
I can't see. You're gonna have to bring me my glasses.
Okay.
Hey guys. So just so you guys, if you didn't already know, this is a Q&A session. So feel free to ask questions. Hello, enthusiast. Let me get my glasses on so I can see. Ah, there we go. Okay.
And I'll be occasionally checking the chat while I watch the game.
He'll be checking the chat while he watches the game. Hello, enthusiast.
Disney's enthusiast?
Yes.
That's Morgan.
Morgan. Hi, Morgan. Whoops. Wrong button. There we go. Yeah,
Aw,
so this is...
Look at the beautiful woman on that stream right there.
So this is a Q&A sesh. So feel free to ask any and all types of questions. You want to know about my tragic backstory? I'll tell you about my tragic backstory. You want to know about my favorite dinosaur? Why my favorite color is purple? Feel free to ask. Any
Hey,
high
guys.
school memories y'all want to know about? Feel free to ask.
You guys want to know my favorite dinosaur?
Guess his favorite dinosaur. We are at our pool.
At our apartment complex.
At our apartment complex.
And we have a hot tub too.
And we have a hot tub too, so occasionally you'll see me dip under for some cold water on my head. But look at my bathing suit. Aren't I cute? I'm cute.
You're adorable.
Thank you.
I
Yay,
was about to
pool
say-
water.
I was about to say, don't pull me in because I have your phone in my hand.
Yeah, don't, because my phone's not waterproof.
Even though it has
That's a
case on
good
it,
question.
It is not 100% waterproof.
We are at our pool at our apartment complex. So there is that.
Oh, okay. Michelle said she sent us the picture with Mr. Cheats Pop.
Okay.
We can check that after the stream.
Thank you, Morgan.
I wonder how long have I been streaming now?
You've been streaming
Almost 2 hours now.
for almost 2 hours. Going from the pool into the apartment. In between, do you have to wear a mask?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
A lot of people are
I mean, yeah, we don't wear masks, but if we
not
see
wearing
people,
them.
yeah, we don't generally wear masks, but if we do see people on the walkway walking towards us, we will either we'll
We'll
generally
slide out of the way.
Yeah, we'll step off the sidewalk either into a parking spot or onto the grass to make sure we keep that 6 feet.
If you choose to wear a mask when you come down to visit us, that is perfectly fine. It is your choice. We will not stop you.
But yeah, when we are swimming in the pool or in the hot tub, you do not have to wear a mask.
Exactly, because it is
There's a
water.
drown risk. There's probably a risk of drowning.
And you could drown. And we like you. We don't want you to drown. I have a little sister. Did you guys know that? Oh, I took my cat to the vet last week. Let me tell you this story. Took my cat to the vet last week. And no, Morgan, I have not heard anything about Disney doing 50% capacity. Governor DeSantis, our Florida governor, some are calling him DeSantis. Although my thoughts on that are totally irrelevant.
Yeah, we try to not get political on here.
Governor DeSantis has said that he is going to lift all restrictions on bars and restaurants. And he is no longer doing the mandatory mask mandate. If you still choose to wear a mask, that's okay.
But now Disney and Universal are still requiring masks.
I haven't heard any word on Universal, but Disney and most likely Universal too are still going to require you to wear masks. So I don't think they're going to go up to 50%. Disney has said they are not changing anything right now. And I believe Mike had a question for you, Mike Polito.
Okay, what's his question?
He asks what your sports teams are.
Football's Denver Broncos. I don't really watch NBA much.
We can. I would
Well, there's no
totally
surprise.
hug all of you. If you want a hug from me, I'm a hugger.
Well,
So-
I lived in Colorado most of my life, so the only team out there is the Nuggets, and
He found another football fan.
we're talking NBA. Yeah.
Oh, he found a basketball fan.
Well, my mom is a Celtics fan. Yeah. I primarily only follow NFL, maybe a little bit of hockey.
If we meet anytime in October, Morgan,
I'm actually watching the Broncos
I
game
would
right now.
love to give you hugs. I
is?
am a huge hugger.
Okay, babe. They said the Broncos game's on over
I
there.
told you they'd be playing it on the TV.
Well, I wasn't sure. They did?
To Nick Foles.
Wow. Yeah, I heard the Patriots came back and won pretty big.
Okay, so Mike is going to go
But I'm going to be watching the chat.
watch. He's going to watch the chat, so he's going to go watch football. So it's just me right now. If you have any questions directly for Mike, feel free to hit him up on his Instagram and ask him. Otherwise, I will be doing my best to answer any and all other questions. So if you have any other questions for me, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll just be standing here telling you weird stories about my childhood. Oh, and what are my sports teams? That's a great question, Mr. Polito. The Carolina Hurricanes, because I'm a hockey fan. And I guess the Denver Broncos by default, even though I'm not really the biggest football fan. But I do like hockey. So as far as hockey goes, I'm a Carolina Hurricanes fan. I like the Toronto Maple Leafs, Florida Lightning. A lot of people, Morgan, are really, really scared right now about physically touching other people. So I can understand their concern, having worked I want to say in the medical field, but I wasn't really in the medical field. I worked at a nursing home. So I can understand their concern. I can understand their fear. At the same time, I am a hugger myself, so lack of hugs makes Stephanie a very sad girl. So when we do meet in October, feel free to run at me with your arms open wide, Baywatch style. How much wood could Woodchuck chuck if Woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't know. Someone ask Chuck. He's using my phone, so if you see Dr. River who pop up, that's me. Mike is so down for a hug as well. Yeah. Run at me Baywatch style. I'm reading your name in my head. I work at Universal Studios, but I am, I want to say Duchess. You're a Duchess! Nice! I work at Universal, but I'm currently furloughed. I do love my job. I did just get a job at my local Goodwill store. So, by the way, that name is really cool. Okay, because I almost read it full out, but then I was like, wait, look at the letters. So you're a Duchess. Okay, I got you. When I moved down here, I wanted to work at Disney, but Disney was like, no. Mike is coming to do a thing. What did you do?
Nothing. I'm trying to add my YouTube onto yours, that way I can watch and comment in my chat. Yes. 76. There we go.
Genevieve, hi, honey.
Genevieve is watching?
Yes, Genevieve is here. Morgan, where do I usually work at? I am a part of what's known as the events team. So anytime there's a major event going on, like Mardi Gras, Halloween, Christmas, we're usually in the thick of it, because usually we're there to sort of guest service, so to speak. Because, you know, that's what we do, and that's what I'm really good at, is guest service. So that's what we do. We take care of events. Hello, Genevieve. It is nice to see you, sweetheart. But yeah, I've actually met Tim Tracker and Big Fat Panda at work, because I was leading them from one event to another. I have seen cool. I have seen Amelia, no, not him. Who's the guy in Saved by the Bell? Mario Lopez. I've seen Mario Lopez from a distance. That's about it, though. Well, thank you for scrolling through, Genevieve. I love it when you come to say hi. Would I try again for Disney? Absolutely. Just not anytime soon. I do love the parks. I just really like Universal. Like, I like working there. I don't necessarily go there a lot as a guest, but even when I do, it's just to like people watch, because I can't really ride a lot of the rides. Also, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the rides. So if I were to work at Disney, I think I'd see it more as a guest than an employee. But I have seen Mario Lopez from a distance. There is an ant in the water. And now it is still in the water. Go. Shoot. Tampa Bay scored. Oh no. So sorry. Duchess, it depends on who you ask, honestly. Some people say Universal's better, some people say Disney's better. It depends on who you ask, because everybody has a different work ethic and everybody has a different idea of what a good employer is. So a lot of people that I spoke to at Universal, hey George, a lot of people that I spoke to that I worked with at Universal were like, yes, I've worked at Disney. They treated us like crap because they always have all the college kids that are disposable and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know, that's kind of sad. But then I've talked to people who worked at Disney and Universal, and they're like, yeah, Disney's good and Universal's good. And it just really depends on who you are as a person. Like, almost every job I've worked has been really, really good to me, you know, and I mean, Michael's was terrible, but that's totally different. But yeah, I'd like to go back. I'd like to try again for Disney, but I think what I want to do for Disney, I can't do right now, because I want to be a member of the Voices of Liberty. Hold on. Yeah. I want to be a member of the Voices of Liberty because I've always loved singing a cappella and I love singing. And the Voices of Liberty are just a very beautiful vocal group. And I'd like to be a part of that. So, yeah. Just checking out the sky. I would love to be a Jungle Cruise skipper. I have a friend who was a skipper. Have you did a downtown Disney? Has he done a downtown Disney vlog? I think he has. I think I'd be a pretty decent Jungle Cruise skipper. I would love to be in the Voices of Liberty. It's because I want to be able to sing in the Candlelight Processional, and my choir teacher never let us do that. She was like, yeah, no. Hello! Good vibes to you as well. I've had people tell me I should be a skipper, I should be in the Voices of Liberty, I should do this, I should do that. This ball just keeps coming back to me. Not sure what it wants. They do have auditions. At the beginning of every year, they have auditions. Yes, the pool is warm and beautiful. No, I have not always lived in Florida. I spent most of my life living in North Carolina, of all places, and I hated it, and I could not get out of there fast enough. Go. Voices of Liberty do have limited openings because you have to be a good singer, but you also have to be able to read music or at least memorize, and you have to be able to sing a cappella. So you can't get your vocal cues from a piano. But no, I have not always lived in Florida. Most of my life I spent living in North Carolina. Okay, feel free to message her back. Again, with the ball, guys. I don't know why this ball likes me. You're in Washington. Oh, geez. That's, oof. That's rough. I was born in New Jersey, but I only lived there till I was about 3. So, that's pretty much that. I am 5'3", so I am the height of this pool. Well, at its deepest point. I'm currently on the wall, so it's not really 5'3" here. Ball's coming back. But yeah, I like a good warm pool. If it's cold, I won't go in. Yeah, Michelle, this pool is nice and warm until you get in the hot tub. Hopefully that ball stays there. Yeah, I was ready. Why do I not like the song Sweet Caroline? Good question, Michelle. When I was working at Michael's, I was working at Michael's in North Carolina, and they would play the song Sweet Caroline all the time. And we actually counted one day how many times they played the song over the course of the day from opening to close. And it was like almost 1,000 times. And I really hate that song, because they would blast that one on repeat all the time. I'm not sure if Mike has a Snapchat. I know I do. My Snapchat is Wiccan Time Lord. I don't really use it that often. But yeah, the song Sweet Caroline, every time I hear it, makes me groan because I hate it so much. So there's that. The Sunshine State, it rains here too. Just so you know. Although sometimes it'll rain for like 10 minutes and then be done. Sometimes it'll rain for... Actually, no, I've got it off to the side and it's just sitting there. Unless Mike makes it come back, in which case I'll slap him with it. But it's sitting there calmly on the side. But yeah, Sweet Caroline is a terrible song. Don't ever play it around me. I will groan and probably run in the other direction. I have, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tattoos. I have 5 tattoos. Just in case anybody was curious. See, I told you, he doesn't use Snapchat. I tried to find him on Snapchat when I first met him. He wasn't there. Not as much as Washington. We get 3 months of beautiful weather, 9 months of cold rain. Florida rain is muggy. Wait until you get down here to judge, because Florida rain is muggy. There are some times when it's not, but then most of the time it is. So like, you gotta kind of wait till you get down here to judge. Hello, Parks Palette. Nice to see you. Happy Sunday, George. Happy Sunday. Happy Football Fun Day Sunday. Yeah. Planet Hollywood, they do, at Planet Hollywood, for those that don't know, they play songs and they do some sing-along bits. And one of the songs you can sing along to is Sweet Caroline. And that's when Michelle found out that I hate. Y'all aren't gonna believe this. Y'all, that stupid ball came back. Come here. came back, guys. Yes, to all new members of the family. I know! To all the new members of the family, welcome. And the pool is amazing. It is the pool at our apartment. I keep wanting to say hotel, but it's not. It's the pool at our apartment. And it's not too bad. If you are worried about social distancing, everybody's pretty much staying socially distanced. And you were right. It did come back. It took it a while. That ball likes to hang around me, I guess. I don't know. Either that or that's just the way the wind is pushing it. Our pool is not too busy, honestly. There's not a lot of people here.
Especially with these clouds coming overhead.
Yeah.
Less and less people want to hang out at the pool.
Yeah. Because it's very easy to get sunburnt in the sun. It's also very easy to get UV ray burnt without the sun.
When the sun passes through those clouds, it just like hyper focuses those
UV rays.
Makes them like 10 times as sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I've been burned worse on cloudy days than I have on sunny days.
Yeah, you do. You get burned worse on cloudy days than you do on sunny days. Are you watching the game on my phone?
Oh yeah, because now you can read me the chat.
Mike Polito says, hi, Orlando Mike!
Yeah, I decided to come hang out with my baby.
Okay. Look at that giant foot. Look at that hobbit foot. He's got hobbit feet, y'all.
Shut up.
The next time I hang out with y'all, I need to remember to bring my sunscreen. Yes, you did get burnt.
Her arms,
Your arms were very burnt.
they were red like a tomato.
There you go. There's your hat.
How soaking? Yep, it is soaking wet.
Oh, you'll be fine. Yes, do remember to pack your sunscreen all the time. Florida is sunny. Don't you try and tickle me with your hobbit feet. Stop it. I'll drag you in.
No, you're fine.
At the risk of my phone.
No, you won't.
This sounds so weird, but I don't burn. You know what? Some people don't burn, and you know what? That's okay. Occasionally I'll burn, but it fades very fast. So, there is that. And while Mike is here, I am going to swim in that general direction, and I will be right back.
You're gonna do a quick lap?
I'm gonna do a quick thing.
You're gonna do a little baby lap?
I'm gonna do a baby lap. Your hobbit.
There she goes.
What are the people saying?
Morgan says I'm naturally tan. I think that's why.
Yeah.
And Morgan says there she goes. And here she comes. There she is. Here it is.
Thank you. Call me Specs. 'Cause I need them to see.
Am I the race to your Specs?
Sure.
Am I the Jack Kelly to your Catherine Plummer?
Yes, you are.
Am I the Phantom to your Christine?
Oh my god, no. He murdered for her.
Well, fine. Am I the Jack Bauer to your...
Slippery when wet.
Yeah, if you guys don't know who Team Star Kid is, look up Team Star Kid.
How's the weather over here right now? Nice.
Getting cloudy.
Getting cloudy, but not bad.
Oh, I think I know why the ball kept coming back.
Why?
There's that vent right there that keeps kicking up bubbles.
Yeah.
You kept throwing the ball on the bubbles and it just kept blowing it back.
That happens sometimes. Thanks, Michelle. It was a great swim.
Oh yeah, and we were also talking about all the lizards and things we get here. We also get little frogs.
Yeah, we do. We get cute little frogs.
Oh, yeah, because remember our first day here at the pool, I saw over on the other side where that little bench is, by the table we normally sit at, I saw that green frog. It was hiding under the pillows. And then we have those little like gray brown toads that be hopping around here too.
Toads. Toads. George says, hi, Mike.
Hey, George.
Yes, it was a great swim. Florida's full of cute little amphibious wildlife.
Oh, toads.
Full of it. Is there anybody in the chat that likes K-pop? It sounded weird. K-pop.
Korean pop music.
Korean pop music. I have a friend who very much loves K-pop.
Like half of her walls are covered in K-pop posters and such.
Remember, that's what Scuttle says to Ariel.
What?
Yeah, wow, what a swim.
Mermaid off the porch down. Ariel, how you doing, kid? Wow, what a swim.
Do I like sharks?
You know what kind of sharks she likes, guys?
Baby shark, punch in my face. Get in the water, babe.
Hold on. I gotta adjust. I'm skinny, I gotta adjust to the water. I'm weird like that.
I have recently been brought into the BTS world. So if you're a member of the BTS army, that's okay. Some people can get into it, some can't, and that is okay. Do I like sharks? I do like sharks. Sharks are cute. Sharks are great. Yes.
Now I can watch the game.
A lot of the K-pop artists are very cute. As far as BTS goes, I like J-Hope.
And if I'm
He's
being
my
honest,
bias.
a lot of K-pop artists look exactly the same.
Yeah, they're very cute. Has your mom come to visit? Not yet. December. She's coming in December. Well, don't watch Shark Week. I also liked The Rose, but I hear they're going through a lot of legal disputes right now with their producers. So
Yeah, because then they do a bunch of shows and appearances and then they didn't get paid for it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up.
My mom has not come to visit yet, but she will be coming in December. And when we come to the parks, those are days that we are not going to be vlogging or live streaming.
Because we just want to have family time.
Because my mom and I just want to have some family time together.
And also, it'll be the first time her mom meets me. So,
Yeah,
fingers crossed I make a good first impression.
first impression. Boop.
Boop. Boop. Oh, you move your hips so I can't poop you.
Boop.
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 Yeah, she's-
Finally, Mike is in the pool, yeah.
Well, I jumped in the pool earlier. Just clean all this off.
Yes, spending time with mom is very important, especially because mom lives in North Carolina.
Yep. Hey. Oh yeah, dude, look. That's the sky above us right now. So, if it keeps going like this, we're probably not going to be able to be in the pool much longer, honey.
Well, it's almost 5 o'clock. I think the pool closes at 6.
Yeah, it probably closes at 5 or 6. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe once we finish up here, I'll take you guys back to the apartment and we'll do a little apartment tour.
Sure.
I mean, we're not going to show the mom's room or anything.
You guys can see my 18-pound cat.
17.
My 17-pound cat.
Although hopefully he's lost weight on that new dietary food we've been having.
Are you guys going to do any new streams?
I don't know, Mike. I mean, we have that list of other things we can do aside from Disney and Universal. But that's just kind of like a luck of the draw. It's
Yeah.
like
We have a 20-sided dice we're going to roll.
it's like if we can't do Disney or Universal or we want to do something else, we'll roll the D20 dice and whatever it lands on, that's what we'll do. If it's within budget, because I know that medieval times dining we want to do is pretty pricey. So that's something we'd have to save for.
And I know where that is, too. I drive right past it every time I go to work.
Actually, yeah. My mom said the first time she came down to Disney without me, I think it was her first solo trip, she actually stayed at a hotel like 2 blocks away from it. Michelle says we're starting to get the storm that was up here, that was up north earlier. Well, apparently Stephanie wants to take a couple more laps. Hold on. I guess I'll go with her.
What? You don't have to come with me.
But it's fun.
Okay.
They've just seen me hang on the wall. Although now they're not like in the water.
Esto está al lado de donde vive Noeli. Esto queda como a media hora de casa de Noeli. O sea,
No, that's not leaving them hanging too much. It's back.
no dijo que
I win. I win.
You didn't let me kick off properly. And you said race you back and then went. You gotta give me a second. A Skyliner stream. We could do that one day. Or do we have to be able to get into a park to do that?
No, you don't have to be able to get into a park. The problem is, I mean, I guess if we wanted to.
The Skyliners are pretty hot too.
Well, now that it's getting slightly cooler, it's a little better.
There's no AC in those Skyliners.
But they have those vents in them, and the air is pretty cool. It lowers the temperature inside the cabin by like 10 to 20 degrees. But yeah, so I guess with the Skyliners, that if we wanted to do that, we would have to park at one of the stations. So at like one of the resorts or at Epcot.
Yeah.
Although at Epcot, we would have to walk all the way through Epcot and then take it.
Yeah,
so
we'd have to use an Epcot day to do that.
Yeah, or we would have to park at one of the resorts. It's
We
like
can
at
just park at
Riviera
one
or
of the
something.
resorts and go.
And then take it to Studios.
But then from Studios, we could go back to Riviera.
I guess if we wanted to, we could do it at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Because at Studios, you have to get boarding groups for Rise of the Resistance, either at 10 or 2 o'clock. And you have to have your phone handy to do that.
Make it a race.
You guys want to see us race?
No.
Throw back and forth? Back and forth?
No.
Wait.
Oh my God.
You have long arms. That's not fair.
You get my phone when I'm murdering you. Murder.
I'll carry you back.
Do it, carry me. Yeah. I'm such a princess. I'm such a princess. He carried me.
And look at my hair. I'm such a dork.
Look at my hair.
No, your hair looks good. Mine looks weird.
I really can't see what y'all are saying right now. Give me a second.
Matt's like, OMG, you won, Mike. Of course I won.
Of course he won. He's 2 times taller than me.
And also, my body's a little more streamlined.
Yeah, because you're skinny.
But I still love you.
We try. We try, Matt Jones. We try.
El gran cañón salió. No cojan lo de
I'm such a princess.
Michelle with the Peter Pan quips.
But we were only trying to drown her. They were just having fun, weren't you, girls?
Lo de la torre Eiffel,
We were only trying to drown her.
Mwah. You're walking away from the stream. Nice kisses. All the nice kisses. Mwah. Mwah.
Can I check an update on the game? Can I check the game? Can't see it down here. It's on commercial anyway. Yeah, I think pretty soon we should wrap it up. Now apparently she's piggybacking me.
I'm allowed to do that. I'm your girlfriend.
Yes, you are. And yes, you are. Although you're slipping. I can
What?
feel it. You're sliding.
No, I'm holding on down here.
Really? I feel your chin sliding down my back. What was that?
Hey guys, what's happening? Not much. We're just doing a quick Q&A sesh.
Well,
Mike
Michelle-
is taller than we are, Michelle.
Hey, it's in the
In
bell
the
loop.
Batloop! Hey! What's up, my dude? So good to see ya. Welcome to our pool.
Yeah, we saw him at Universal that day when we reviewed
I
that,
know,
when we went to the
right?
houses.
Wasn't that great? Y'all, In the Batloop is so cool. Seriously, go check him out. He does park vlogs. He is awesome. He walks around the park with a backpack with a baby Yoda in it.
Yep.
And he's got a sign on his back that says follow In the Batloop. I am in awe.
If we get my
We need
mom's,
to do that.
if we get my mom's printer working, we need to print me off one of those.
We need to do that. And we are crediting you for that idea, In the Batloop.
Yeah, you finally caught our live. Apparently, Michelle
Michelle,
thinks you could beat her in a race.
I kick off the wall, so if you can kick off the wall, you'll be fine. But that, and I don't really race. I just swim for fun. You better not kill my phone.
I won't.
Okay. Thank you. We are totes gonna borrow that idea from you In the Batloop, because the first time we saw you, you were in the Frozen ride. You were at Frozen Ever After,
Yeah.
and like we kept trying to like get your attention so we could follow you.
But we didn't want to interrupt.
We didn't want to interrupt you though. But y'all, seriously, go check out In the Batloop, please. This dude is awesome.
Especially because when you're vlogging and you see someone vlogging, you don't want to walk up to them and interrupt their shot.
Yeah.
First of all, the live stream, it's like, it's live, so it's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're vlogging and you see someone vlogging, you don't want to go up and interrupt their shot.
Yeah, because they may be getting a shot of something really important. But we are totally going to borrow that idea from you, dude. Because that's really cool.
And then we have to get something that can, that we can plastic wrap the paper.
I've got a few of those.
Okay.
Just got back from the North Carolina mountains. Stayed in Cherokee. Went all over the place. I'm tired from driving. I understand that. My mom is actually in the mountains with my stepdad and his mom. So they're doing that. And I think they're at Ash Mountain. Yeah, I think they're at Ash Mountain. Yeah. In the Batloop, my dude, you are so cool and so awesome. It was great to meet you. It was great to like see you at Universal.
Honestly, I like smaller creators better.
Yeah, smaller creators tend to be a bit nicer.
They're a bit more personable. Well, friendlier.
Give me your nose.
Why? Oh, thank you.
I like to swim for fun. My ex-best friend was so competitive. I like to swim for fun. I like to just chill in the pool, in the water, you know, because water is awesome.
Yeah, it's like
Also, I'm a double fire sign. I'm a Sagittarius born in late November. So, I'm like a double fire sign, which apparently is bad.
so it's like you're
That
pretty.
would be so awesome. We should toast. Yo, what are you
Yo, he
doing
needs
on
to-
Halloween?
Yo, he needs to come over and we need to do like a grill out or something.
Dude,
we need to
that
get
would
some
be
of
so
our
cool.
we need to get some of our friends over here and do a grill out here at the pool.
I know, right? We just need to have like a day.
Annie and Sierra, Annie and Sierra, Aaron.
We need to get
Oh, we could reach
all
out
of
to
them.
Shane and see if he
All of our
can hang out.
friends.
Cam, Jeff.
And you know what? Being nice is like the coolest thing a person can ever do. If people can hate for no reason, I can love for no reason.
Exactly.
So-
High five to that.
So yeah, like, what are you doing on Halloween, my dude? Because that would be really cool if we hung out. You'll be out of state. Oh, well, have safe. Have fun. Be safe.
I was about to say he could show up dressed as Batman.
You could show up dressed as Batman. Oh, no. You could be Mando. Because you have Baby Yoda. You could be the Mandalorian.
Ooh. See, if he were at Magic Kingdom on Halloween night, that would be the most epic costume. Or
I
Hollywood
know,
Studios.
right?
If he was at Hollywood Studios on Halloween night as the Mandalorian with the child, oh my god. He'd be so popular. He would be getting photos of people left, right, and center.
Bruh, you should do that.
Although
But
Disney
you're
might
gonna be
frown
out of
upon that.
state. So have fun and be cool.
But Disney might also frown upon that.
Yeah, because Disney doesn't want you wearing like masks other than the face mask.
Well, maybe if he had the helmet off.
Yeah, but
That'd be-
you know the Mandalorian can't take the helmet off because that's not the way.
That's true. Yeah, if he were to take the helmet off, he could never put it back on.
Yeah, and that's not the way.
Thank you, Michelle. See, Virgo power. High
Yeah,
five.
I'm a Sagittarius, so Sagittarius power. Batman carrying the child. That could work, yeah. So do it. Do it. He's gonna be a
I'm gonna be
vampire.
a vampire, but we're not gonna show my costume until Halloween night. But see, I want Stephanie to go as like a victim. We got her the fake bite marks and stuff, but she wants to go as an M&M.
I want to be an M&M, and then we could still put the bite marks on me, but it would look like instead of biting a human, he bit an M&M. Because instead of being Lestat, he could be the other vampire dude.
Louis.
He could be Louis. No, I thought it was funny.
I think we should wrap this up. Go back to the apartment.
You not like being in the pool anymore?
Yeah,
I could literally spend forever in the water.
I know. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's getting kind of cold.
Well, you're getting cold because you're skinny. I'm fat. I don't have this problem.
Well, it's also because of the clouds, babe. There's not a lot of sun right now, which is making it colder.
Vampires are decent. Mickey Mouse for Halloween. That's a good idea. I was Peter Pan once for Halloween. I was also the Tin Man. How would you guys feel about more Q&A sessions like this? Just like some chill sessions out at the pool. Apartment tour, possibly.
Yeah, I think we can do an apartment tour back at the...
That's okay, resort budgeting. I'm sure you'll be able to watch the playback. We were eating steak.
And apparently I cooked it just right.
Yes, you did. But yes, apartment tour can be done. Gonna have to give me a couple seconds because he's got to get out and then get my phone and then I've got to get out. But yeah, if you guys liked the poolside chat, let us know in the comments, and we can definitely do more of these. Honestly, I like just chilling at the apartment pool because I've never lived in an apartment with a pool before. The steak did moo. It sounded delicious. I loved it.
It sounded delicious?
It sounded delicious. It tasted delicious. Anytime I hear a steak go moo, makes me hungry. Sorry. Anytime I hear a cow go moo, makes me hungry. I called it a steak. If I hear a steak go moo, it sounds delicious. Y'all know what I mean.
That's my girlfriend, ladies and gentlemen.
But if you enjoyed, yes, please bop those like buttons. And you know what? We'll try and get some friends to come over for the next one. But we'll probably do more of these because, I mean, sometimes we just don't feel like going to the parks. You know, he works a lot. I just started working, and sometimes we can't afford to go to the parks, and sometimes we don't feel like going to the parks. But we want to hang out with you guys. We want to stay relevant and up to date. So things
But
like
also,
this.
We want them to know the real us.
Yeah. We're not all Disney all the time. You know, if I was, I'd have my mermaid tail on, but I don't, because I don't have one yet.
Come on.
I'm coming. You gotta move all this stuff away from me, though.
Come on, turn. There we go. Yeah, Batloop says I feel that parks get tiring.
Like, we love the parks, don't get us wrong, but like sometimes we just want to like relax. Go show them the hot tub.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Because I'm going to the hot tub. I want to get warm before you make me get out. Watch this Baywatch nonsense.
I was thinking more Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I can't believe you brought that up.
Hey, bud. Let's party.
Yo, my mom would love you.
Yeah, Michelle says he's Orlando Mike, not Disney or Universal Mike. And that was Stephanie's argument for me doing all the extra stuff around here. She was like, you're Orlando Mike, not Disney or Universal Mike.
You're not even mad.
Hey, family friendly, Missy.
I mean, that was how you started out.
No, it was Mike's Magical Adventures, get it right. So, it's not a big or lavish hot tub. It's just a little thing. But it is covered, which is nice. So if it's rainy, you can just come in here, take shelter. How's the temperature, honey? That good, huh?
Oh my god. This feels so good on my back. Yo, I woke up with the worst back pain.
They're just looking at you right now.
This smells so good. I woke up in the worst pain this morning. I don't know what it was. But it felt like this feels really good. Usually the water level is higher, so I don't know what's going on. But this feels insanely good.
Hey, babe.
I could stay here forever.
Well, we can't.
I could.
Well, they closed soon, baby, so unfortunately you cannot.
I could stay here forever.
Mike Polito says, where's the ball?
The ball got picked up and taken home to its family.
Yep. And I got my big old hobbit feet in the water.
Hobbit feet.
Yeah, literally on Messenger, Stephanie has my nickname as the Hobbit.
He's got mine as his little love spot.
Yep, because she's my little love spud.
Because hobbits love potatoes.
Touch me. I love you, baby.
I love you too. Although in our phones, he is Prince Eric. And what am I, your little mermaid?
Yep. So yeah, for our phone contacts, I have her as my little mermaid. And she has me as Prince Eric.
Because he's cute.
Hey, Shelly Starwalker. She says, you're a little tall for a hobbit.
He's got hobbit feet.
Yeah, I might be. I'm half hobbit.
He's got hobbit feet.
I'm half human, half hobbit. I got the height of a human, but I got the feet of a hobbit. And apparently the appetite of a hobbit as well.
No, because hobbits eat. Do you eat your steak? No.
What about breakfast?
What about second breakfast? And 11sies?
And tea time?
Potatoes. Boil them, bash them, stick them in a stew.
Shelly says dwarf toes.
You want to see cute toes? Let me show you cute toes.
Great. So Stephanie wants to show off again.
Look at these toes.
Look at those little toesies.
Actually, I'm really proud of those. I finally got a pedicure after like several months.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
Washington on your side.
I just love how whenever Stephanie or I say something, we can always somehow link it to a musical, most times.
Yeah. Watch what happens.
And who's there with her camera and her pen? It's boys turn into men.
Keep singing, Disney's gonna pull you for rights.
Michelle says my feet smaller than both of y'all's.
That's okay. That just means you have dainty tootsies.
Michelle is fun sized. You can fold her up and put her in your pocket. Just carry her around.
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew. You still love the potatoes. I'm a potato.
If anyone wants to know the story behind that "I'm a potato" thing, message Stephanie. She'll explain it to you.
It's not very PG.
I mean, it's not super bad. It's PG-13. It's PG-13. But it's actually very funny. Hey, babe. But it should be really funny.
Must be nice.
It must be nice to be in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. Bum bum ba-da-da-da-dum.
Y'all have no idea how insanely good this feels right now.
Hey, babe. I got a question for you.
What?
Is it a question of if birth or which one? Michelle says, well, I did show you that I can touch my feet to my head when I lay on the ground.
That's true. So you could be packed up in a suitcase.
Martha Washington named her feral tomcat after him. That's true. Dude, Batloop, you're gonna have to come over one day and hang out with us, dude.
Bruh. Please do.
We'll do a... Hey, babe. Hot tub Q&A within the Batloop.
Yes. We could do all of our Q&As
From the hot tub.
from the hot tub.
I'd still be down.
And with like, if we bring like other channel people over, we could do like a pool and hot tub Q&A.
Forget the pool. I'd be perfectly content doing it in the hot tub.
Yes. bubbling cauldron.
Michelle says that's historically accurate. Man, I hope so, Shelly. She says her hot tub is broken, but it should be fixed before the snow comes.
What I like about this apartment complex is that they're really like up to date with all of like the things that they should be. Like if you come out like early in the morning,
Unlike our old apartment.
if you come out early in the morning when the pool opens, and then around midday and then around like evening, they'll have somebody come out who will be testing the water for the pool and the hot tub.
Michelle says hot tub stream, I'm down. Well, Mike, the pool area closes soon, so once Stephanie gets a little more warmed up, we're gonna head back to the apartment. But now,
Stephanie's back has been hurting her a lot lately.
yeah, I'm also gonna have to pause the stream for a few minutes when we get back to the apartment, so that we can change into some regular clothes, get out of our swimsuits, and then I'll do the tour. Ooh. Shelly has the right idea, babe. She says hot tub in the winter, hot cocoa with some Bailey's Irish cream, and Netflix.
That sounds nice. Speaking of Netflix, did you guys hear what just got added to Disney Plus?
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Just got added to Disney Plus.
Yeah. After we do
So Mike and I are gonna start binge watching that together.
after the apartment tour.
Because I had him watch BBC's Merlin on Netflix, and we need to check and see if Lucifer's been updated too.
I don't think it has, because I think they finished filming the second half a few months ago. So they're probably still trying to edit it with, obviously, limited personnel now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should. Oh, Tom Ellis. Babe, I'm pulling a Michelle. Oh, Tom Ellis, that man is a dream.
That man is gorgeous.
Oh, yes.
He was really good in Merlin too.
Oh, yeah, he played that one.
He played Senrid.
He played that one. Was he a lord or a king?
He was a king, I think. Yeah, he was a king. Actually, no, he may have been a lord. He had a huge army, and there were lands that were considered his lands, but I don't think he was like there for any of the treaties or anything. They talked a lot about him in the first and second season, and then when you finally meet him,
Although
like
Tom
those are
Ellis,
Senrid's lands.
although Tom Ellis was also in Once Upon a Time. I think he was Robin Hood for a few episodes before they cast Sean Maguire, I think his name was.
So my back is feeling so much better right now.
Yeah, Tom Ellis was Robin Hood for a couple of episodes, but then the Robin Hood that Regina, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, the Robin Hood that Regina falls in love with was played by Sean Maguire. Shelly asks, have you seen Cursed on Netflix? Loki from the Vikings series plays Merlin.
I have not, but I shall. I used to watch.
We might have to binge that after Once Upon a Time.
There was a show that I watched. I think it was called Salem. For a while, I know Marilyn Manson did the theme song for it, and the woman who played Princess Mithian in the BBC Merlin series for like one episode. Or two episodes.
Wasn't she that snotty blonde princess?
No, she wasn't the snotty blonde one. She was the one that Arthur was gonna marry.
You mean the pixie one or whatever?
No. The
Pixie was a different princess.
Oh.
Princess Mythian was the one that after Merlin or after Arthur banished Gwen,
Oh, that one.
and then like she was talking to Merlin, and she was like, "You don't much fancy me either, do you?" And she could tell how Merlin felt about her. But then she was also in another episode when Morgana was pretending to be her maid.
And yes, Michelle. I did just pull a Michelle.
Must be nice.
I think her voice to test.
But yeah, the show.
Oh yeah, she
Salem-
said, "Did you really just say pulling a Michelle, Mike?" Yes, Michelle, I did.
But yeah, in the show Salem, the woman who played Princess Mythian played the female lead, but I can't remember her name because it was based off of the Salem witch trials. And
Although, well, I haven't seen that, but my favorite Salem was Salem the cat from the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
the original, the one voiced by Nick McKay,
Yes.
Salem, the bisexual icon we all deserve.
Gotten any?
Salem the cat was bisexual.
I know. I just love the episode with his parole officer. It's like, gotten any fleas? Keeping your claws trimmed? Yes. Still want to take over the world? Yes. No. Wait, I meant no. No. Uh-huh.
I have that entire series on DVD.
You guys should see the stupid grin on my face.
Melissa Joan Hart is a win.
Alrighty. Oh yeah. Bad Loop. Dude, I'm gonna be at Magic Kingdom in Hollywood Studios tomorrow if you're hanging out, man. Let me know.
I'm gonna be at work, so I won't be there.
I am gonna be streaming those days, so try and catch them, dude. Michelle says Rumpelstiltskin, heart eyes emoji.
Yes,
Ooh.
honey.
No, wait, even better. Hook, heart eyes emoji. Colin O'Donoghue, I think his name was. That man.
Rumple though. Rumple, when he was with Belle.
Although I'm not gonna lie, when he was Rumpelstiltskin, like legit, like fairy tale land Rumpelstiltskin. All magic comes with a price, did he? Oh, just
But when he
his
was
voice and the way he
Belle-
carried himself.
And
Although-
then when him and Belle got married, and then, oh my gosh, him and Belle's first dance was to
Ooh.
a non-vocal
Later,
version
dude.
of Beauty and the Beast. And the way he just magicked her dress on her as she spun around. Oh my god. Guys, that had my heart so hard.
Although, see, he was great as the fairy tale land Rumpelstiltskin, but even when he was in Storybrooke, when he got dark and menacing and said something or made a threat, you knew he would carry through on it.
Oh yeah. These rumples living Stiltskin.
Oh yeah, Shelly says Myers and the Mouse are supposed to be at Magic Kingdom tomorrow.
I'm not gonna lie,
They're actually friends of mine.
Stopped watching Once Upon a Time, like a few episodes after Emma became the Dark One.
Ooh, babe, you're gonna love the finale.
Like,
Shelly says, I liked him in 28 Weeks Later. Shelly, are you talking about the guy who played Hook or the one who played Rumpelstiltskin? Michelle says, First Dance, yes. With the record player playing that
Yeah.
version of Beauty and the
he
Beast.
went, and the record player turned on.
And it just dropped. But I loved that version of Beauty and the Beast. Like, I wish I could find a recording of that.
Probably can.
Oh, okay, yeah, Shelly says Rumple. So apparently the actor who played Rumple was in 28 Weeks Later.
The actor is really good. Is he really Scottish? Because I feel like he's really Scottish.
I think so. Michelle says, I always wanted to see Rumple actually get turned into an actual beast. Like, I think that would have been cool if someone had, like, broken into his castle, if he had, like, magicked himself into, like, the beast, quote unquote, or
Yeah.
a beast. That would have been epic.
I just like how, you know, in Once Upon a
Buffalo
Time.
monster with a cape.
I just like how in that version, like, he represents the beast, but also in that version, like, Gaston doesn't really play a major part in anything. He's just kind of there. Like,
And he gets kind of offed in a hilarious way.
yeah.
Rumple straight up, spoiler alert again, Rumple straight up turns him into a rose. Just snaps his fingers and turns Gaston into a rose.
I mean, if I had that kind of power,
Although, in Once Upon a Time, Belle didn't hate Gaston. I think she and Gaston were to be married because he was like a heroic soldier.
yeah,
So he wasn't a bad guy.
Belle and Gaston were betrothed, and she was like, yeah, go back to a family that doesn't understand me, in a town that doesn't like me, to a man that I'm betrothed to who doesn't care about me at all. Like, yeah, that sounds real promising. Sure.
Robert Carlyle. That's who plays Rumple.
He's so cute.
And Michelle says, I mean, they did it with Prince Philip with Sleeping Beauty, even though the CGI wasn't that good. Well, yeah, I think in the early couple seasons of Once Upon a Time, the budget was a little less, so the effects weren't as good. But definitely in the last couple seasons, the effects were awesome because they had a bigger budget, because they had more people watching. The more people that watch, the more the network and the show gets paid. Alright, I should probably check on the game, huh? I've been so busy talking.
I'm gonna get out and go smoke a cigarette.
Okay. You want to smoke it on the way back to the apartment?
I'd like to sit down and smoke. Dry off a little bit.
Okay. Michelle says, addressing Robert Carlyle in Once Upon a Time, I wanted to know about other movies he had been in, and the only one I think I've seen him in is The Full Monty.
Oh, no, but
17-3, Tampa Bay.
ouch.
You're telling me.
Rough, buddy.
I'm not surprised. This is probably going to be one of Denver's worst seasons to date. Okay, he was in Trainspotting, 28 Weeks Later, and Ravenous. Shelly says Robert was in Trainspotting, 28 Weeks Later, Ravenous. I think I saw 28 Days Later. I don't think I saw 28 Weeks Later. And he's from Glasgow, Scotland.
I knew it.
Yeah, sorry, I had
Can
to.
you do something with the steaks
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to cover them.
and then wash the plates off?
I can try and wash the plates off. I don't know what I'm gonna wash them on. Unless
There's a sink over there.
Okay. Yeah, most everyone's left because the pool's closing.
I'm waterlogged, so I need to sit here for a bit.
Okay. Oh, he was also in a Stargate series.
Really? Which one?
I don't know. They just said he was in a Stargate series.
Hello, Shelly. Robert Carlyle is cute.
He's still looking for his age.
Yeah, he's a silver fox. That's what I like to call a silver fox. I just love a good Scottish accent, which is why I liked Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, because I like a good Scottish accent. Hold on. No, wrong way. There we go. Y'all are getting a little too much cleavage for my taste. I don't mind y'all seeing me smoking. I do mind y'all seeing my cleavage. Stargate Universe. Okay. I remember watching the Stargate movie. And I remember, like, loving the guy who played Raw. Because he was just so cute. And the effects they did with his eyes. He looked dangerously gorgeous. I think that was the first time I was ever, like, turned on by a character. Y'all, just so you know, Mike didn't eat his steaks either. I told y'all. He always does this. Did you at least rinse them off? Okay. Towel's right there.
Okay.
Stargate Universe.
Okay.
You can dry them off with that towel. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have to walk them through everything. His household skills are not the best, but
I am not a problem man.
his household skills aren't the best, and I still have to train him. But I love him, guys.
Babe, you know for a fact I would lose my head if you didn't screw it on me every morning.
That's true.
I would leave my head at home.
That's true. I sometimes wonder how you survived all this time.
Sheer luck.
Sheer dumb luck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Babbling, bumbling, band of baboons.
One of Stephanie's favorite Harry Potter quotes from Minerva McGonagall.
That wasn't really a Harry Potter quote. Babbling, bumbling, band of baboons.
It is a Harry Potter quote.
It is a Harry Potter quote, but I'm referencing the song that they made on YouTube.
Which came from the line from the movie.
Can you dump the drinks out?
Sure.
Thanks.
I'm just dumping in dirt. Primarily water anyway.
Well, the Powerade bottle can get thrown away. I'd recycle it, but there's no recycling out here.
Unfortunately.
It's gonna take a little bit to get him in on the house manners to housebreak him, but I love him. Y'all, when y'all see my cat, y'all are gonna, like, die.
Yeah. And just a reminder, guys, I am going to pause the stream for a few minutes before the apartment tour, so that way Stephanie and I can change out of our swimsuits.
41 likes!
Hey.
Whoop, whoop.
This is probably my most liked non-park video ever.
Babbling, bumbling, band of baboons. It's gonna be stuck in my head all night. Is there anything else you guys want to know?
Before we head home and change and do the apartment tour?
Yes, my cat's name is Dreamy, short for Dreamsicle. He's orange and white, like an orange and white creamsicle.
He's a medium-haired...
You can empty the Starbucks cup, too.
Is he a medium-haired tabby?
He's a medium-haired mix between a tabby and a calico.
So, to put it in dog terms, he's a mutt.
Yeah, he's a mutt. But he's my baby and I love him. Actually, he picked me out.
How'd that work?
Well...
Oh yeah, because all humans
glad
are
you asked.
cats' pets.
my mom had Dreamy and 3 of his brothers, and Dreamy's mom and dad were they were house cats. The boys, Dreamy and his brothers, were outdoor cats. Sort of, in a way. They were outdoor cats. And they hadn't been fixed yet, and my room was across the house from my mom and dad's room when I moved in with them. And he like the cat, my dad built a cat condo for Dreamy and his brothers, and they would escape the condo, and I had like a window unit, a window AC unit with a little plastic sliding door to keep bugs out. So Dreamy and his brothers would escape, and Dreamy would come up and jump up on my window and claw the plastic door open and get inside and just lay on my bed. So that's why I'm convinced that Dreamy picked me. Because if I had had a choice, I'd have picked out his brother. And his brother was a black and white with the exact same markings. And his brother's name was Oreo. And I've always had an affinity for black cats or black and white cats.
So he was like the white on the sides and belly, and he was black on the top?
But Oreo a few years later escaped the cat pen and got out and got a little too close to the road and got hit by a car. So Dreamy's other brothers, Ricky and Skipper, they were kept safer. My dad rebuilt the cat pen. And when my mom and dad moved into the more recent place that they lived, there were wild coyotes in the area, and one of them got into mom and dad's backyard and took down the cat pen. And they got Skipper. So Skipper passed on, and now Ricky is an indoor house cat. When my mom and dad moved, Cal, Dreamy's father, ran away, and Missy, about 4 years, I think she passed on earlier this year. But she was very old, and they thought she had cancer, so she eventually got out of the house and went to go pass on somewhere else. So Missy's gone too. So the only 2 that are left in that bloodline are Ricky and Dreamy. And Dreamy is contented, fat, and happy. I mean, weighs 17 pounds, which is obese for a cat.
And he's also fixed. And Ricky's fixed too, right?
Yep.
So it seems like that bloodline is gonna...
That bloodline is gone now.
Unless the...
Shelly says, hi, Mike.
Hey, Shelly. I mean, did Dreamy's parents ever have more kittens?
No, because they fixed... My mom and dad were more about fixing the males than the females. Because when you go to fix a female animal, it's an invasive procedure, much like how it would be for female humans. When they go to fix female humans, they take our reproductive organs out. That's an invasive procedure. Whereas with men, you just snip a couple things and boom, you're done. And you can actually, you can get vasectomies reversed, but I don't think you can get...
if you neuter an animal,
you can't reverse that. So I think they like suck the balls out or something. I don't know.
So unless they come up with a way to do vasectomies on dogs and cats.
Which is why it makes more sense to unload a gun than it does to shoot a bulletproof vest. So if I was in a relationship with a guy and he didn't want kids, first of all, I can't have kids biologically. My inner workings don't work. So it would make sense for me to get a hysterectomy. But, you know, if that was a thing for me and Mike, if I could have kids and Mike didn't want kids right now, I would just recommend him getting a vasectomy. Or the cheaper option would be stocking up on condoms, obviously. But, you know, a hysterectomy, for me, they'd have to go inside and take all my stuff out, and that's non-reversible. But for him, he could just get a vasectomy, and that could be reversed easily. Biological stuff. Just in case you ever wanted to know.
I think that's about gone, babe. We got nothing left on that.
I know. I guess we have to go now.
Yep.
Here I am. Big old tub of meat.
Yeah. Michelle said her mom had her.
My mom had her tubes tied after my little sister. That was a condition that my grandmother forced her to make. My grandmother is not a very nice person. Grandma Nye is great. I love Grandma Nye. My stepdad's mom, cutest little old woman on earth. Love her to bits.
What about your maternal grandmother?
My maternal grandmother, on the other hand,
That's a different story.
she is the total opposite.
Michelle asked, when did you find out you couldn't biologically have kids?
In high school. Found out in high school. My biology was getting very irregular, and my grandmother was worried that I was pregnant. So she told me, if you're pregnant, I'm going to force you to have an abortion. And I said, I have never even done the deed to get pregnant, so I don't know why you're worried about that. And she said, well, you're irregular for a reason. And I said yes, because it's probably my biological workings are messed up. And we went to an OBGYN, and they told me my biological workings were messed up. So that's when I found out. And my grandmother said, good, I'd hate to have to raise your kids too. And I said, what makes you think you would have to do that? And she said, if you're anything like your mother, you wouldn't be able to raise your own kids. Grandmother is not a very nice person.
There's one in every family, son.
Two
in mine, actually. They always minister on special occasions.
Whenever he gets dirty, you can take him out and beat him.
Oh, what about that? You make a very handsome thrower. So zoo. And just think, whenever he gets dirty, you can take him out and beat him.
Shelly says sometimes that could change stuff.
Sometimes it could. But I've had 3 separate doctors on 3 separate occasions tell me the exact same thing. I have a 0.003% chance of ever having my own children. And actually, on me and Mike's first date, our first official date, I told him that. And I said, but I am extremely open to adoption. I would love to adopt 1 or 2 kids, preferably 2, preferably brother and sister.
That way there's one of each. That way there's still a balance of power in the household.
And I can tell you, straight up, Mike almost cried. There were tears in that poor boy's eyes. You should ask him why.
Yeah. Shelly says, Grandma sounds really mean. Well, I mean, no family's perfect.
Grandma is really mean. And you know what? Everybody else in the family wants to sedate her and make her happy.
But it's because of the way your grandma was raised. She was raised like hardcore Catholic, wasn't she?
Yeah. And when she kicked me out, she actually kicked me out because I was dating a black man.
So like hardcore Catholic. Or like the Vatican in Rome Catholic.
Even the Vatican and Rome aren't as tough as her.
And Michelle says, my mom is somewhat not unlike Stephanie's grandma.
My grandma's a piece of work.
And
You know
Shelly
what? After so
says,
many
I've had
years-
5 doctors tell me 5 different things about an issue.
Well, I mean, maybe it'll happen for me in the future. But you know what? If that's not a possibility, then that's okay. Mike and I have options. And he'd be down to adopt.
Yep.
Has told me so on a number of occasions. Whereas I have had other boyfriends that are like, no, man, I'm going to try and I'm going to try and we're going to keep trying until you can have my seed. And I'm just like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
I mean, like,
It's not going to work.
I mean,
And then they get mad at me when it doesn't work. And I'm like, I told you.
I mean, 0.003% chance. That's why you probably have more odds of winning the lottery.
I do, actually.
So, like, a 0.003% chance of getting pregnant. Stephanie probably has more odds of winning the lottery than getting pregnant.
But if it ever does happen,
Hey, Tiffany Ann.
I will count it as a blessing.
Tiffany says, that's awful. I'm so sorry she says that.
Eh,
And Michelle says, I've never been tested for
My-
her reproductive system.
my grandmother, I used to be angry at her. I used to be, and sometimes occasionally I still am. When a situation arises, like last year, I had to get, hi Shelly,
She says stay positive.
always.
I mean,
Last year when I had to get $3,000 of dental work done.
just for a chipped tooth.
All right, I had more than just a chipped tooth though.
Oh, yeah,
Because my grandmother had never ever taken me to a dentist, and no one ever believed me when I said that. But when I told them I'd had $3,000 worth of dental work done, for them to even clean my teeth, they had to numb me like 12 times.
Oh, look, there's Stephanie's little blue baby.
Show them the ducks. If y'all
Ducks.
if y'all ever feel like just randomly sending presents, I collect rubber ducks.
So, if you want to send Stephanie gifts, send her rubber ducks. She will love you forever.
Always. Always.
Yeah, so anyway, this is actually our street, and here's our building right here.
8405.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, guys, I'm actually going to pause the stream out here, and then I'll continue the apartment tour inside, okay? Give us about, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes.
All right, give us about 15, 20 minutes, guys, and then we'll do the tour.
We're good. Now we are looking at the apartment. So Mike, here we are, 104. Open the door.
Let's go.
Close it on me. Okay, so we have Mike and Mike's mom. There's Mike's mom. Say hi, Mike's mom.
Mom, we're live streaming. Say hi.
Say
We're live
hello.
streaming. Say hi.
Hi.
That's Mike's mom. She's amazing. We love her.
Hi.
Okay, so Mike, you want to show my favorite part of the house first?
Well, firstly, we have the kitchen,
The kitchen.
which I love this like semi-open floor plan that we have. It's great. It's really great for entertaining because we have a nice big open kitchen. We have this island right here. It's still kind of covered up and cluttered, but that's going to be cleared off eventually. But it's great because we can put some party food there, chips and the like.
Well, I'm gonna buy another cabinet at the end of the month.
So we can put all that stuff on a cabinet.
Yep.
And because Mike's the only person who can reach all the tall stuff.
It's only
But-
$129 with glass doors on the top and a place you can put a poster in the middle and then a cabinet underneath.
Got it, Mom.
And we're going to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Then
so
order it and then have it delivered. We're not gonna.
Uh-oh. We got it, Mom.
No, I'm just gonna put more water in this.
Okay.
For all while
Okay.
I can.
But
this is my favorite room of the house.
Well, maybe I could.
the laundry room.
Look at that. A washer and a dryer.
Stephanie was so excited when she found out we were gonna
Getting
have
a washer and a dryer.
So was I.
Very excited. No more trips to the laundromat. Yay.
I know, right?
There's our refrigerator with our magnets. And then here's all these old pictures of me.
Little baby Stephanie.
That one's my little sister. That one's me and my sister. That one's me and my best friend. And then you got my mom down here. And me. And my best friend. And those were our hats from that trip.
Although, this is probably the coolest photo you have right here.
This is probably the coolest photo I have right here.
That's Warwick Davis.
That
at
is
one of
Warwick Davis.
At one of the old Star Wars weekend events.
Back when they had Star Wars weekends.
Which
It was awesome.
I really wish they had canceled that.
Well, now they have that whole Star Wars area. This is our living room A lot more boxes in here than we'd like right now.
And then we have the nice patio out here with the waterfront view.
Patio, waterfront view.
I'll open the blinds so they can see out there a little bit. You guys can also see that walking path there that goes all the way around.
Knocking things over. There's that walking path. And actually, on that tree, right, where's my finger? Right there, on that branch, is where I saw the hawk. And if you look close enough, you can see up in that corner, there's a bird's nest. Right there.
This is probably going to be a fairly quick tour.
Empty walls. Okay, so as you can see, I'm a bit of a rebel. I actually asked for this launch ticket, and they said if you can hide it, you can keep it. But I also took one of these.
One of the room occupied signs from the resorts.
Yep. It's the favorite thing that I stole from Disney. Y'all ready to see our room? Show of hands. Mike, you do the honors.
Make sure the kitty doesn't get out. Back up, buddy. Back up, pretty boy. Back up. Back it up.
And here we have our bedroom.
So Mom was kind enough to give us the master. Since there were two of us, she figured we would need the space.
And there, if you were watching our giveaway live stream, you have our wall of ears and our pirate. That's my pirate poster.
And that wall of ears will grow at some point.
And then we're going to go. Mike's going that way. We're going this way. There's my Piplup painting. Piplup is my favorite Pokemon. I have another launch ticket. And in case you guys can't see, that is some dude, I guess, named Peyton Manning. I don't know who the crap that is.
You know exactly who Peyton Manning is. I've told you all about Peyton Manning.
And then we have our list of places we want to go. Okay, we're going to take a quick detour here. This is our bathroom.
And there's me.
And there's Mike. Oh, hello. We have a whole bunch of stuff.
Lots of stuff. But also, like, show off that shower, babe.
This shower is amazing. I want to see the shower. This shower is massive. Look. Okay, I'm really proud of that faucet, guys, because I installed that. I know who Peyton Manning is. I'm just messing with Mike. I installed that, and it's a Moen shower head because I used to work at the factory that made those shower heads. Well, that put all the shower heads in boxes and made the faucets and whatnot. This is our giant bathtub. 2 people can fit in that.
Yeah, just to show you guys how deep this is. It literally fits me.
Yep. That thing is huge. Andy the Viking, Andy the Viking.
And didn't Dreamy once hop in the tub and just like...
Yes, Dreamy has done that. Dreamy's litter box. Oh, Dreamy left a mess in the litter box for me to clean up. Stephanie is the handyman of the house. Thank you for noticing.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, baby. But now, this is probably Stephanie's second favorite room in the house.
Meh. It's debatable.
Well, then third favorite.
It's Mike's favorite. We have a skeleton in our closet. That was actually the first thing we hung up.
Yeah, the whole thing. So then, this is our closet.
You can tell which side is mine.
Yep, so this is Stephanie's side.
This is my side right here. There's my Ariel dress.
And your mini dress was also right behind it.
And this is Mike's side.
Yep, I got my jeans, my belts. This is my Halloween costume, but you guys won't see this on Halloween night. Then I have my dress shirts, and I'm very picky with this. I've actually organized my shirts. So I've organized it into like everyday, my everyday shirts. And then I broke it down into, let me find where it starts. Because I kind of mashed it together.
Okay,
So
hold on a
maybe
minute.
those
Hold on a
shirts.
minute. Hold on a minute.
Yes.
Do you remember that day that you adopted a certain off-world creature?
Adopted an off-world creature?
A creature from another planet who's literally above your head.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys remember the Banshee? You remember the Banshee. He's like, can you give me a Banshee? Can you give me a Banshee? Please, all I want is a Banshee. And there it sits. Right there. Guys, there that Banshee sits. It doesn't even get a spot of honor. It's just right there. Right there. And I'm like,
Well, once I can find a proper perch for it, I can
proper perch my butt.
I can perch it up properly.
You didn't even know where it was. All right, continue with the shirts.
So then I have my Universal shirts and then all my Disney shirts, which surprisingly most of my shirts are Disney.
Yeah. Told you, Tiffany. They sit in the closet. I told him, it's just going to sit in the closet. You're never going to use it.
Literally, all my Disney shirts span right here. These are all Disney shirts. Right there. And then I have my football jerseys, and then all my sweaters back here, and my pirate costume, my old Jack Skellington costume, and my Walt Disney World rain poncho, the crummy $5 ones that like rip.
And then what's the one right behind you?
This is the Tiki Room one.
That I bought for myself.
And yet you ended up giving to me, which I'm going to be wearing this at Magic Kingdom tomorrow because I'm going to need it.
It's huge. It's a 3X.
But I'm also going to have to bring an umbrella too. So that way I don't have to be trapped in shops and spend half my time in shops waiting for the rain to pass.
And this is all my stuff. Those are all my shirts.
So, here's me.
He's got more clothes than I do, guys.
Yeah, so, once again, just to reiterate, here's me. Here's Stephanie.
He's got more clothes than I do.
And they say women always have more clothes than men. False.
Oh, guys. I just want to show off that awesome collection of books right there. That is the Twisted Tales series. I actually have a couple more books, but I'm not sure where they are. I think I let one of my friends read the Mulan one. But if you can tell, I've got my little Christmas tree right there too. But the Twisted Tales series is really good. And then, yes, that is War and Peace. Because everyone needs a hollow book.
And then right there, that giant sheet, that's what you have hung up for your projector.
Yep, I actually have a projector. And I hung that giant sheet up. There's all my crazy stuff, my laptop, my writing stuff. That rug right there, that is a Middle Eastern prayer rug. So I once dated a Marine, and he was like, I got this prayer rug from my mom, but she doesn't want it. Do you want it? And I was like, sure, I think it's great. And I don't use it to pray. I'm not really that much of a praying person, but I decided to hang it up on the wall because it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Our Orlando Mike shirts are in there. Mine is in there. I don't know where his is.
Mine's also in there.
His is also hung up. As you can see, I've got my Wishables and my Figment right there, my other Wishable. And then that is actually a massager. Sometimes I get really bad back pains, and I like pester Mike to massage my back with that. And of course, he's got to have his Broncos thing. I actually hung that up. All the stuff that's in here that you see hung up on the walls, I hung it up. Okay?
No, I hung up the ears.
You hung up the ears. But I hung up Peyton Manning, Piplup.
I hung that up.
You hung the Pro Bowl because that's too tall for me to hang. Guys, if we ever go out for Chinese, you'll notice I hide the fortunes. That's because this is what I do with them. I laminate them. and I keep them for inspiration. Matt Jones wants to know if you have a Mickey and his friends t-shirt.
Yeah, I have some Mickey shirts. Most of them are just Mickey by himself, but I do have that Festival of the Arts shirt that has Mickey, Goofy, and Donald on it. And that up there is your
That
little
is my little sister. She's my biggest fan. She says goodbye to me every morning. And the coup de grace.
That's the fur baby.
That's Dreamy.
That's the fur baby.
That's my baby.
Dreamy. Dreamy.
He weighs 17 pounds. I'm gonna let Mike hold you guys. Come here, baby. Oh. Oh. Look at this. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. He weighs 17 pounds. He's roughly 9 years old. And he is the most docile baby I've ever had in my entire life. I love him to bits. More than anything. He is on a diet. Let him go. There you go. That's my baby.
He tends to get upset if you hold him for too long.
Well, he's a cat. However,
yeah.
I can push him over.
Tiffany Ann says that is a big cat.
He is a big cat. And you know what? I wouldn't want him any other way.
And very laid back, Tiffany says.
Oh, yes. He is extremely laid back.
And he loves his belly rubs.
Oh, he does. I took him to the vet, and they told me that he was so sweet and so nice. Because I told him to behave when I left. And I said, you better behave for those nice ladies. And they said, they were like, oh, man, he was so sweet and cute and cuddly. And we put him on the table, brought him out of the bag, and he was just all over Cuddles. And we were rubbing his belly, and he just flopped down right in front of us. When he met Mike for the first time, that's what he did. He just flopped down in front of Mike and let Mike rub his belly. So
Michelle says he's a dreamy Garfield.
He looks nothing like Garfield. I wish people would stop saying that. He doesn't eat lasagna. He hates Italian, and he looks nothing like Garfield. He's fat, yes, but he looks nothing.
Michelle says he's a dreamy Garfield.
He is,
which means he's better.
He's a cute Garfield, but he's not Garfield.
No,
his tag says thing 1.
No, he's very personable. He's a very human-friendly cat.
Yes. Your big belly. Your big belly. But yes, this is our small apartment. This is where we live. This is where we make magic. This is where we plan magic.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we come to rest after making a day of magic.
It's where we come to kick back and relax and eat some ice cream. Or some cereal. I want some ice cream.
I want to make some mac and cheese.
I want some McDonald's. What do you want, Dreamy? I want love and affection. I want to know why you smell like weird things.
He loves his pets. He gets so into his pets.
Ironically, he doesn't like playing with toys. Like, he really, like, that cardboard S-shaped scratching post that we have for him. He doesn't play with that. He'll lay on it, but he doesn't play with it. He doesn't like the smell of catnip. And I think if you scratch it, it's got catnip in it. When you scratch it, it releases the scent of catnip. Dreamy doesn't like catnip. So
Takita says, I'm back and you guys look tired.
We are very tired.
Yeah, the sun does take it out of you. Especially when it's being filtered through the sun.
Oh, look at this big boy. Oh.
Look at that belly.
Oh.
Look at that belly. Look at that big old belly.
Look at this big boy. He is the world's most calm cat. Yeah.
Although, Dreamy and I get along great.
But Mike is terrified of him.
Well, he likes to sleep on the bed with us. He does not sleep. He will not sleep in his own bed. Stephanie is.
I have gotten him his own bed several times. He prefers to sleep in mine.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. But when he walks up to you, when Stephanie and I are in bed, he kind of like pulls his claws out and he tries to pull the blanket.
He does what's called kneading. Because when cats are kittens, when they're tiny and little, and they have to get the milk out of their mom's nipples, they knead around the nipples to get to produce the milk flow. So when a cat does that, it means that he's comfortable with you and he feels at home with you. So that's why he does that. And Mike doesn't like that and doesn't realize that Dreamy's doing that because Dreamy likes him.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, I'm not scared of him. I'm just afraid of being scratched. Because me, I'm very skinny. I don't have a lot of muscle. So when he scratches, I feel it and it hurts.
I mean, I feel it too and it still hurts, but I've built up a tolerance to it.
And I have not. That's the kicker.
So, that's it. It's our house.
So, any last words, babe?
No, I don't have anything.
Well, anyway, guys, if you loved this Q&A / apartment tour stream, want to take it from here?
Go ahead and like the video. Subscribe, please. We would love to have you in the family. If you're new to the family, welcome. Please follow Mike on all of his social media. He's mainly active on here and on Instagram. So go ahead and find him on Instagram. Find me on Instagram if you want to see cute cat videos and pictures. And just keep hanging around. Keep coming back to spend time with us no matter where we go because we like to take you with us. And this has been your official Mike.
But wait. But before that, be sure to check out my friends' channels down in the description as well.
Yes, Into the Bat Loop.
In the Bat Loop, What It Do Twinsies. What It Do Twinsies, Drew in the Moment, is Jabba 71. Be sure to check them all out. They're great. We love them. They love us. And now, babe?
This has been your official